Did the movie just end? feed with half-thoughts and cliches and the oldest lie. A million marks repeating your catchphrase and your lies. It's chaos by design. Go on, old man, get the bag, watch the tension rise. Hey there, you shameless fucking creature. Old man with the dead cut eyes. Brought aside like a doomsday preacher. Antagonize and monetize. Old man, changing hearts and minds. Changing hearts and minds. If I was a cynical man, I might say silver tongue deceives. Young men feed the flames. Mask off, no surprise. Snake oil lubricates the outrage. Force the narrative to fit the frame. A million suckers is a new one born every minute. They wizard off the brick of one man can't get in. Hey there, you shameless fucking creature. Old man with the dead cut eyes. Brought aside like a doomsday preacher. Antagonize and monetize. Oh man, you're changing hearts and minds.
Welcome to every video we make. We use one little thing and then we build the narrative out of. We lost about us one fucking thing and we make a whole video out of. That's what we do. Their engagement is quick.
The hearts all turn to stone, and the minds are running on a vine. The hearts all turn to stone, and the minds are running on a vine. The hearts all turn to stone, and the minds are running on a vine.
Hey there, you shameless fucking creature. Old man with the dead cut eyes. Brought aside like a doomsday preacher. Antagonize and monetize. Old man, you're changing hearts and minds. The hearts all turn to stone, and the minds are running on the vine.
Enjoy the negative grift, guys. I'm out. Enjoy.
All right, you assholes.
Records that the department, or rather the House Oversight Committee, subpoenaed from the Epstein estate. Reams thousands of released this morning by Democrats on that panel, several mentioning President Trump by name.
This morning, the bombshell release of what House Democrats say are emails to and from deceased convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, several referring to President Donald Trump by name. In an April 2011 email released by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee, lawmakers say Epstein wrote to his now convicted accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, 3 years after pleading guilty to sex crimes involving a minor, telling her, "I want you to realize that that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Unnamed victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned." According to the released emails, Maxwell responds, "I have been thinking about that." But this summer, in a recorded interview with the Department of Justice, Maxwell told Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, the president's former lawyer, she never witnessed Trump act inappropriately.
I never witnessed the president in any inappropriate setting in any way. The president was never inappropriate with anybody. In the times that I was with him, he was a gentleman in all respects.
Shortly after that interview, Maxwell was moved to a minimum security prison camp, prompting criticism she received special treatment. Committee Democrats also releasing this January 2019 email, where Epstein corresponds with author Michael Wolff less than 6 months before the financier would be charged again, this time with sex trafficking of minors. Discussing President Trump's repeated claim he kicked Epstein out of his Palm Beach club, Epstein writing, "Trump said he asked me to resign, never a member ever. Of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop." President Trump has denied any knowledge of Epstein's alleged crimes.
It's a hoax. It's started by Democrats.
After Epstein's arrest in 2019, Trump said he hadn't spoken with him in 15 years. And earlier this year, Trump claimed the reason he banned his one-time friend from Mar-a-Lago in the mid-2000s was because Epstein stole Trump's club staff, including young women.
He took people, and because he took people, I said, don't do it anymore. You know, they work for me. And he took, beyond that, he took some other.
Yeah, you remember Bob? Can you hear me okay, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah. You remember when we watched this? And it seemed like it should have gotten more attention that he was saying the things he was saying.
Yeah, no, I do remember this. And yeah, the things I remember even at the time, it seemed pretty incriminating.
Like, I have a clip, our clip right here. So it's pretty wild, man. Like,
by the way, I've been at work all day. Nothing has happened today, has there?
I don't think so, man. No.
Okay.
No, we were just going to talk about predator battling shit again, you know. Or
okay.
Nothing really going on.
Good.
No, I didn't know, like, fucking Eric, you know, said.
Yeah, I saw that post, and I have had a chance to
an hour
look into it.
ago.
I'm like,
He was
what
like,
the
wow,
hell?
these Trump emails are crazy. And I'm like, dude, I've been like in music all morning. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, what emails? God, it's like, you know, I fucking prepare these sometimes. I prepare these shows, the stream titles and everything like the night before. And I'm like, that's a good set of topics there and ready to go. And then something like this happens, and you know, and I'm grateful for it, honestly. We need to get this shit resolved. We need to get those fucking Epstein files released.
Yeah,
yeah. Speaking of predators,
exactly.
It must be time for predators. You know, I
yeah.
don't know what I'm trying to say there, but
I will say this: if it's between Trump and Deck, I am trusting Deck just way more.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't even seen the movie, but I trust him. He something about
Deck is the main dude. Yeah,
I know that. I know who he is.
Well, I don't know. You haven't seen it. It hasn't been out that long. It's an excellent movie.
I've watched videos of it. I've seen Birdman's video addressing Drinker's video, which honestly, really, I like. Dude, he just needs to quit. Critical drinking needs to stop. He seriously just stop, dude. Like, he's not trying. He's literally just openly flaunting that he's watching, you know, internet rips of the fucking movies. He's not going to see them. And then because of that, he's not actually seeing an accurate portrayal of the movie. So I don't know if he's lying or if he's just literally can't tell that there's different, you know, biomes going on with these planets, but he just thinks they're the same thing and that kind of thing.
Really? Really? I haven't seen any coverage of that video or that video yet.
So he called Yautja Prime. He said that basically looks exactly like the planet that they end up on. So he calls them generic sci-fi planet 1 and 2. And it's like Yautja Prime. They show that there's a you know, desert part and a jungle part. And that he is from the desert part, right? He's from the desert tribes. Then he ends up on the kind of jungly planet out of his element a little bit, right?
Well, I mean, he does end up in. Well, it's supposed to be just a planet that is like, it's almost like a plant designed to kill you. So obviously, it's something that predators would find appealing. And honestly, I love the planet.
jagged rocks and a jungle, and like, yeah, seems exactly the same.
No, they're the grass is knives there.
You think so? Yeah, he even said that. I mean, you know, I wouldn't have caught that, but Birdman, that's why Birdman's better at this than I am. He pointed out that Drinker was like, whenever the android chick first came into the movie, he wanted to put his fist through the TV. It's like, oh, so you were watching it on your TV.
Yeah, you're watching it on TV? You're watching it.
Well, also, just like, it's kind of weird that as soon as a woman is on the screen, he's like, I want to do violence. You know,
I want to say it's probably a good 20 minutes, maybe a half hour before she even pops up.
Yeah,
like a lot of the beginning is for
I was going to say, at least it's not children he's punching anymore.
But, you know,
women are better. Really
allegedly.
I mean, look, if he can fucking lie the way that he lies, I should be able to say that Critical Drinker punches children. You know, and he's punched children in the past.
I mean, there's more evidence for that than the type of stuff he says. So,
yeah. So let's talk about these files, these PDF files. Yeah, here was this. In case you forgot, the full context of this airplane quotes here. So this was them asking him about. We're saying Virginia Giuffre, I think her name was. Who's now she's not alive. Took her own life. And pretty tragic case. And she had spoken openly about Prince Andrew and Epstein and stuff. She had said, apparently, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I haven't seen that confirmed, so I'm not going to repeat that. But here's him being asked about it and the quite odd responses he had.
And once he did that, that was the end of him. I didn't like when they steal people. I don't like it.
Oh, wrong thing. There we go.
Sort of a key character.
Just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
Were some of them
young women?
Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken. And it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad. But that story's been pretty well out there. And the answer is yes, they were.
Oh,
yeah.
So real quick, I just also want to add context here. This is him saying, "Oh, you know, the guy who does like the pedophilia and all that. That's not the last straw for me. The last straw is if he takes good employees."
Well, and of course now he's trying to lie and say that he's you know is now saying, of course, that he stopped being friends with him because he found out about his stuff he was doing or whatever. When right here he's saying it's really just kind of an ownership thing in Trump's mind. He's like, you don't take my underage girls from Mar-a-Lago. That's fucking not cool, man. I've got my underage girls at Mar-a-Lago. You can go get your underage girls somewhere else, but you took my underage girls, and now we're not friends anymore.
Yep.
Yikes.
The answer is, understand, Trump's equivocating.
Whoa.
A lot of the people that were taken were from Mar-a-Lago.
Some of the people
better,
worse. Epstein took from me were underage.
In the spa. Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago. And people were taken out of the spa.
Teenager girls, underage teenage girls were working at a spa and they were taken from him. And that's quite a travesty in his mind.
I just love looking at the clip, and Eric and I are like almost the exact same reaction at the same moment, just like
No, I don't think I don't think he's trafficking. I don't believe that at all. But that is not the same thing as just enjoying the I guess the benefits of trafficking that Epstein was definitely doing. And then now some of these emails seem to indicate that he spent some time alone with Virginia Frey or whatever. If that is who it's supposed to be unnamed person, but they've come out and said who it is or whatever. But I don't know.
Oh my God, I've never seen this before. Holy shit!
And other people would come and complain. This guy.
What do you mean? Definitely not. What evidence do you have that you can say that, man? I want you to be real fucking, just honest with yourself right now. What evidence have you seen that you can say that definitely Trump was not enjoying or doing anything with these underage girls?
Because I'll be honest, I haven't seen anything conclusive, but I have seen enough that if I were a betting man, I'd bet
Yep.
money. It was
I have not
bullshit.
seen any evidence that he has. I've seen a lot of, a lot of facts, a lot of
circumstantial
and
evidence
stuff that would definitely seem to indicate that he was at least aware of it. That's what these emails seem to straight up tell us, is that he was aware of what was going on. That's not the same thing as if he was taking part of it, but he was aware of it happening. What, dude? That's weird that you're fucking on that line, man. That, like, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you doing this for? You're doing the same thing as these fucking guys were doing on the screen when we watched this fucking clip months ago, which is like trying to, defend the indefensible, man.
I mean,
it's like,
right now it feels like you're trying to defend.
why the fuck would you defend this? Are
an
you a
obvious-
fucking Trump supporter, dude? Because if you are, you're not going to enjoy it here. I can just go ahead and tell you that right now. If you're just like straight up MAGA, you can fuck off, man, because you're a fascist at this point, and I don't fucking want you here. You're hostile to me and my friends.
Yeah, no, this is a live stream where we are against sexual abuse, especially that of children.
Trump apology is fucking crazy, man. Right.
Is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that.
What an
And then
asshole.
When I heard about it, I thought,
He's saying he knew about people complaining about this? Hold on.
Holy
Did he just
shit.
say that? Did he just say people would complain that people are taking people from the spa and he knew about this?
He's talking about, well, when I found out about it, I said, hey, buddy, don't be doing that, buddy.
Oh my God.
Hey, when he took my underage massage workers from my spa, I was really mad, and I told him, we can't be friends anymore. You can't come in here stealing my underage girls from my spa. But
It's the best spa in the world because people get trafficked from it. That's why, right? That's what he's saying.
That's exactly what he's saying. I mean, yeah, he wasn't upset that Epstein was a pervert or a sex pest or anything like that. He was upset that his staff were being poached by Epstein, his underage staff that he knew were underage.
Apparently, like he just said, you heard it. You fucking heard it. That's the best. And like I said, the best, most charitable. I don't know why I would be charitable to this motherfucker, but he's got brain worms out the ass at this point. And I kind of don't think he realizes what he's saying. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he realizes what he's saying. He's just
what he's saying.
So anyway, we don't need to relive that moment. We're right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's wacky. It's just wacky. Let's finish up this news report here.
And no response yet from the White House on the release of these emails. Meantime, right up here on Capitol Hill, in just hours, Speaker Mike Johnson will swear in Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva. The Speaker has prevented her from 7 weeks now from taking her seat. She says one of her first orders of business will be signing that petition, providing the last signature it needs to force a vote on the House floor for the release of thousands of other pages of the Department of Justice's Epstein records. Once she does that, the clock starts ticking down to that vote, expected in the coming weeks, George.
Yeah. So I don't know if you heard the other day, last week, that there's seemingly some of the reason that the Republicans didn't want the government to come back into working order was because some rumors going around about some photos that had been seen. Had you heard about that?
No, I haven't heard about that.
Trump. Yeah, check this out.
Wake-up call that if you don't lead with a clear vision and a clear direction.
What's up, Eric? How's it going, man?
What's up? Yeah, rushed to get here, but I'm here.
Nothing's happening today. We're fine. Nothing.
You're going to get absolutely slaughtered.
If we don't win the economy, we're going to lose next year in the midterms.
It was a disaster. It was an electoral blowout.
As Republicans digest and analyze the recent election drubbing, there is a new panic among GOP lawmakers in the House. It involves the Epstein files. Hello, everybody. David Schuster here. Congressional Republicans say the rumors and speculation are spreading like wildfire. A few lawmakers say they've heard from contacts at the FBI and Department of Justice who warn that the Epstein files, copied and maintained at several government agencies, contain images and information about Donald Trump that are far worse that has been publicly alleged. The most graphic public accusation to date has been from journalist Michael Wolff, who says that Jeffrey Epstein showed him lewd photographs of Trump with topless teenage girls.
There are two in which Trump is, the girls, topless girls, are sitting on Trump's lap. And then a third in which he has a stain on the front of his pants.
Those images, while perhaps embarrassing, could possibly be explained away as Donald Trump partying with Jeffrey Epstein while Trump was in between.
No, I want to be, no, I didn't see that, man. But I mean, even saying MAGA is letting people down is too fucking soft on MAGA and what's actually happening right now. letting people down. That was fucking Trump 1.0 and COVID and shit like that. That was fucking what that was. Right now, they're actively, advocating for and pushing policies and cutting funds and things that are gonna kill people and already have killed people. That's letting people down is just like I don't know. That's still kind of doing apologia, man. So we're coming at you because your opinions are bad and you're saying dumb shit. So that's why.
Marriages. But the rumor mill in Congress and the growing fear among GOP lawmakers is that the Epstein files contain far more disturbing Trump images and videos. Epstein and Trump were close friends for 15 years. Epstein allegedly trafficked and abused underage girls. And the key question has been...
So yeah, photos with like Trump, literally Trump with I guess teenage girls naked on his lap. I mean, of course, if these photos come out, whatever condition they come out, you're gonna have MAGA defenders being like, "Oh, you can't prove they're underage,"
What else did I miss?
There's always a new
everything, but what did I miss before I got here? Like what were?
Oh, nothing. I mean, you turned me on. I'm sorry, that's the wrong fucking phrase to use. You pointed out that there was new news to look into because I had not looked at news all morning. I've been doing music stuff, and then you're like, "Oh, these emails are crazy," and I was like, "What? Emails?" So yeah, for anybody who's just tuning in, the Democrats had subpoenaed a shitload of information, reams and reams of information from the Epstein estate. These are not to be clear, this is not the Epstein files, which, is kind of a colloquial catch-all term for just like any information that relates to Epstein, I think, at this point. But what this is just stuff they've gotten from his estate via subpoena. And it is, in this case, emails. So the last times they released something, it was like the flight logs, and that's when we saw that Musk was on there.
The emails are rough though, man. Like the emails are really fucking rough. Like,
is there something to the reading the emails themselves?
I mean, there's like 3 or 4 emails that I saw that have some very like specific things about Trump that are really bad. And Caroline Levitt keeps calling it a hoax, and it's like, do you even know what that word means? It doesn't mean anything. And like, if it's a hoax, just release the Epstein files so we can see that it's fake. It's that simple, right? Where's the hoax? Is the hoax all the women? Is the hoax, Epstein being arrested and then unaliving himself? Is the hoax Maxwell? Like, what's the hoax? That Trump was connected? We know that's not a hoax because Jesleen or whatever her name is worked at Mar-a-Lago. So we know that he knows them.
Yeah,
we know that Epstein and him are friends. What's the hoax?
Why is Ghislaine Maxwell now sitting in a minimum security prison that she is by law technically not supposed to be in? Because of her crime, she's not supposed to be eligible for that sort of prison, and yet she sits there.
Well, apparently she's there. I mean, I don't know if any more has come out about this, but yesterday I saw that she's having her team draft up a plea for like commuting her sentence or whatever. And I mean, Trump literally had somebody from Al Qaeda in the White House on Veterans Day, so I wouldn't be surprised if he.
Did he really?
Yeah, yeah. One of the leaders, I don't remember the guy's name, but I saw the picture and I read the article about it quickly yesterday. Was he was in the White House standing next to Trump, took a photo op with him, and this guy's connected to Al Qaeda. So, like,
I mean, it's not really so you don't. At this point, you need to decide in your mind, like, what is a reasonable standard to have, and if somebody goes past that with what they're willing to argue, then just stop talking to that person. And so if they're just, you can tell they're just like, oh, this AI, don't, that's fake or whatever, because they're just dug into the sand on the MAGA.
I mean, the thing about it is with this Trump Al Qaeda thing is this is a photo from the White House, so it's like they can't.
I think you're referring to the Epstein stuff in that case. But
yeah. So let me share this right here. This is the easy way to prove the Epstein stuff is fake is to release the whole thing, right? Yep. Like if you're saying that all of this stuff is a lie, then just release the unredacted files.
Right. I mean, that's been the argument. It's like, if you're innocent, just release the files. The fact that you're not releasing it is
if they release all the files and he's not in there implicated in anything, then okay, fine. If Biden is, arrest him. If someone on the Democrat side is there, take them to court. Like, I don't give a fuck what group you're aligned with. If you're saying that something isn't real and you're saying the Democrats made it up, then just release the real one that is in there and put that out. Like that's
Yeah,
it. It's a simple fix.
If Bill Clinton's in there, let's arrest him too. Like, I don't care.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So a few days ago, MAGA was posting pictures of 9/11 as a reason to not elect a Muslim to be mayor of New York. Today, Trump welcomed an Al-Qaeda member into the White House. This was literally on Veterans Day.
Yep. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm assuming that's actually factual that that was a Al-Qaeda.
Oh yeah. This is not. Yeah, this isn't. Let me get the whole. I'll get the whole context on it. But yeah, there's some other stuff here. Hold on, where's it at?
Yeah, and that's that. To that other point, which is valid as hell, is people posting pictures of 9/11 as like, oh well, there goes New York, as if like, dude, you have to be absolutely fucking brain rotten to think that a Muslim, just because someone's Muslim, they're gonna do a fucking terrorist act. Like
the Trump admin,
idea how many Muslims there are on the planet. Like
the Trump admin owes the American people a damn good explanation. This disgrace. Glad to know we went to war with Al-Qaeda just to have them get invited into the White House. Last year, Jalani was worth $10 million to the USA, dead or alive, and here he is in a photo op with Trump.
Holy
Jesus
shit!
Christ.
MAGA, are y'all all right? I'm just curious. Are y'all good? Like
they're in a fucking cult of personality. They're not all right at all. But they don't know that.
Like I tell you one thing: if Biden or Harris or Obama did this, I would be fucking livid.
Mm-hmm.
I would be really. I would be denouncing the fuck out of it. But the Trump cult can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do it.
That's the thing. Like, I vote for Biden. Do I love Biden? No, I don't worship him. I have so many complaints of Joe Biden. I just thought he was better than the alternative. And we're seeing the alternative now, and his fan base just fucking worships him. And it drives me insane. It's just always a new goalpost, always a new defense.
The gotcha is like, oh, well, what if Biden's in the Epstein files? Okay, if he is, take him away.
Then let's release it and find out.
Like,
fuck.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. Like, if the Democrats were setting up the Republicans to look bad through the Biden files, they could have released them before the 2024 election, and then Trump would have been implicated in all of it. But they didn't. That's why the hoax thing doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why didn't they fucking pull the trigger on that shit if they spent all this these resources into creating a list?
If it's a hoax, he wouldn't be sitting in the White House right now.
It's like it's a hoax, but it's also was something that's also got Democrats in it or whatever. It's like whatever they need to say at any given time because they have the memory of goldfish, and it's pathetic at this point. We have to stop these people from fucking running the country anymore. That has to end, and we have to somehow make sure that doesn't happen again, because they're fucking idiots. And yep. So anyway,
did you guys look at the emails yet? The actual emails?
I found a couple of them.
No, I was starting to kind of look for them, but I didn't know what to really look for.
I have one pulled up here. It looks like
okay.
It's from Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know who it's to here. Actually, I can pull it up on screen.
Okay, so here's one from Epstein to G-Max, which I assume is Ghislaine Max.
Yeah, it's what G-Max.
That's
it. Yeah.
I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. And then redacted victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. Okay. And then please no. Oh wait, no. Victim Mar-a-Lago. Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course, he knew about the girl as he asked Ghislaine to stop. So that seemingly references the thing in the video that we were looking at.
Yes.
So he had. Okay, so maybe he was telling some version of the truth there. Wow. So he did ask Trump to stop taking the girls because they're his under.
Oh, we don't know why. We don't know. Like the thing about it is, if he asked her to stop doing it, was it because he didn't want to be in trouble and he didn't mind the girls being there, but he just didn't want it to come through Mar-a-Lago, or did he ask her to stop because he was trying to be a knight in shining armor? I mean, let's be honest here. Like, I don't think he did it because he felt bad about it. I don't believe that at all.
Mm-hmm. So, wow, I'm already seeing some of these yikesy fucking defenses or attempts at defending.
And apparently, and I don't know if anything's come of it now, but he called Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Nancy Mace privately to have a meeting with them and Pam Bondi to try and get them to change their vote, because the vote on the full release is about, if it hasn't happened already, it's going to happen probably this week, unless they can pull some shenanigans. But he's trying to get them to flip on their constituents and go back on their word about protecting child trafficking to protect him. Like, if you are innocent, why are you trying so hard to protect these files?
Exactly.
Either you're in the files or you're protecting someone in the files. That's the only two logical conclusions.
Yeah, which again just leads me to believe either he's guilty or he's culpable.
Marjorie Taylor Greene will not change. I think she's going to go through no matter what, because she fucking hates Trump right now.
Yeah, she's going through an arc right now.
Yeah, Sketchy says that Mace is caving. So Mace caving would be bad to her platform, because it's this whole protect all women shit that she's been doing now. So if she does that, that's it for her. End of her career. Lauren Boebert, I don't know for sure. I don't know. Well, there are videos, Bob, because I think that was mentioned a while ago that there were videos of stuff, but we've never seen those videos.
Man, I mean, we know that when Nancy Mace, she's a big piece of shit, but like when she watched, apparently talked with some of the victims, she left that meeting, having a panic attack and crying because she has been sexually assaulted herself. So like,
keep in mind, Marjorie Taylor Greene said she would read statements from the victims out loud in front of the house. You know what I mean? Like, she said this on record. If she turns her back on this, that looks really bad for her. And I don't see her doing that, because she's been on the worldwide, like, I'm not Trump MAGA tour.
Well, but there's a reason for that. If you haven't heard, like, she basically, she wanted to run for Senate, and then Trump and everybody, was like, basically told her, no, we're not going to support you doing that. Don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think I said last time we talked about her, I was saying that they didn't want her to be part of the team. That was the thing. They didn't want her. You know what I mean?
Well, so they cut her off at her career ambitions there, and that's why she's kind of been doing this spiteful, thing. And it's really, if you really listen to what she's been saying, she's only been kind of critical of the administration. She doesn't really go right at Trump. She's playing a pretty careful game there. But
look, I'm not seeing her as an ally, but I will always crack a smile with infighting with these people.
Let's talk about that for a second, because MAGA, even before today, MAGA is fucking wrecked right now, and hopefully for good. You've got infighting, it's like civil war upon civil war happening, and it all seems to be just like a consequence of the bigotry, honestly, that is coming back to bite them, that they've played on so much. But like, you got Ben Shapiro, who apparently did finally get to a point where he recognizes some that anti-Semitism is happening, and he doesn't like it, and that includes being Tucker Carlson being cool with Nick Fuentes now, and then Heritage Foundation also being cool with him apparently by default. And it's just fucking crazy. And then Candace Owens is I was just watching the Surfs video on her yesterday. Man, she's playing a crazy game, and she's actually, it's kind of scary how good she is at this, honestly. Like, if you're not MAGA or right wing, you're not going to fall for any of this shit, probably. But I can see how she's pretty good at keeping people on a line with the narratives that she's going on about.
I agree, Charlie, Decoy. Sorry,
is that she's basically saying that Charlie Kirk was killed by Israel, and but she's not actually saying it. It's that's the impressive part, is the thing she's saying is like, it's fucking crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, Decoy says MTG is prepping for a post-Trump GOP. I agree. I think a lot of them are. I think there's a handful of them that are already sort of laying the foundations for that.
I mean, honestly, I was kind of jokingly to myself thinking, man, what if she's really playing this long game where she's like, I don't know, going to come out and say, aha, I took down this fucking GOP by myself.
I want you guys to understand that the people that are turning on MAGA now are doing it for a couple reasons. One of them is fear. They don't feel comfortable in that party because they're not getting supported. I think MTG would be a good example of that. She's doing it because she's trying to protect her own interests. Also, the other reason they're doing it is for to align themselves with whatever they think the next big swing is going to be. Like what's going to happen going into the next presidential election, what's going to be happening in the midterms. It's all it's like trying to keep themselves afloat.
Trump is on a limited timeline now, it seems like.
He's low energy. Do you see him? Like he is the lowest energy he's been in as long as I've known. He sits around and falls asleep on camera. He doesn't go and campaign for anybody. The momentum is gone. Sean Duffy, the transportation secretary, is saying dumb shit. I can't guarantee safety. Then get the fuck out of the position. Get the fuck out of the position. You got RFK Jr. backing down from Tylenol because they can't prove that Tylenol causes autism because they're fucking idiots. You got Pete Hegseth just doing his greatest hits about non-woke, non-DEI, non-woke, and with no results. The military hasn't gotten any better since that happened. So, I mean, matter of fact, it's actually gotten worse. So it's crazy.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I will say this is generally speaking what's happens with fascist.
Oh yeah, the Erica Kirk shit is weird. She was
so bizarre.
She was in the Oval Office the other day, like for some meeting. It's like, why is she even there?
He called her over to him to give him a kiss. It's fucking crazy. Like what the I don't understand, TradCon shit. Or I thought I at least superficially understood it, but like they're taking it to weird levels.
I mean, if I were a really gross person that trashed women, I would say maybe she's getting passed around or something, but I'm not that kind of person, so I won't say that.
Well, I mean, I don't want to assume anything like that, but what I would have is that they probably
would never say anything like that.
Yeah.
They probably want her to be that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I could also be the kind of person that would say it looks like she's setting up JD Vance to be her next husband, but I won't say that because I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah.
But some people might say that.
Yeah.
You got Trump is fucking passing out. He spent 20 minutes asleep in the Oval Office meeting the other day. That's like somebody counted it up. He basically was asleep for 20 minutes. Remember Biden, he was having a hard time remembering some stuff. So, same thing, basically. No, I honestly believe that even back then, Trump was farther gone than Biden was at that point.
No, that's the thing. Lots of people don't see.
Trump is used to fucking bullshitting. He's used to just speaking off the cuff and saying whatever. But he doesn't ever say anything of importance. Anyway,
I would argue in general, like Biden and Trump seem kind of somewhat equally gone. The difference is being gone is almost part of Trump's personality and brand, where it's not on brand for Biden, so it stood out more.
Yeah.
Sleeping on the job is doing his patriotic.
I mean, the thing is, like, let's look at this with a glass half full situation, because you guys know I don't do doomerism, so let's just kind of take all this into account. There is tons of controversy right now for the GOP. It's like MAGA is covered in controversy at the moment. They voted against the SNAP benefits thing, and still they apparently tried to take the money that was getting sent to Argentina to try and fill in the stolen money from the SNAP program that seems to just be missing, just gone.
Yeah, of course, somebody's got something that. Yeah.
Right. So they said, no, we still want to send the money to Argentina. We don't want to help people who need food in this country. We want to bail out Argentina, right?
So some states do have kind of like extra funds that they can pay out in rare cases. So a few states did actually pay out their SNAP.
I think ours is one of them. I think Virginia was one of them. There's a couple ones that did it.
So but then they did that, and then the Trump administration was fucking demanding that they send it back to them, like not just send it, but like take the money from the people that they had already discharged the money.
You know what's funny is you don't control states, Trump. Like that's a states thing. You don't control the states. The states can decide their funds can go to whatever they want. It's a state thing. That's how that works.
I thought this was the party of states' rights anyway.
Right.
So.
But the other thing is that what you call it, the tariffs, right? So apparently they're preparing to get ruled against on tariffs. It's going to happen apparently. So they responded to that saying that it would be impossible to pay back the duty tariffs to these companies because the money has already been spent. It's like, so you're saying that you don't think the court should say that you can't do tariffs because you can't afford to pay it back right now? That's not how lawsuits work.
Wait. Could I have done that with my bills this whole time? Well,
Right.
I can't pay back my bills
Because I don't have the
spent it,
money.
guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they're saying. So they're basically saying if the tariffs get rolled back, all these American companies that paid these tariffs to the government can't get their money back, apparently. So this is all the controversy they're running with. They're not even halfway through Project 2025, and we got a month and some day, not even 20 some days left in the year, and they're not even halfway through. Now, I know Project 2025 is the name of it, and they can still try and push things along. But the reason why it was called Project 2025 is because they needed all of this or most of it to get done in this first year. That was the whole point, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to get it done before the first year of Trump's presidency comes to an end. It's not happening. They're running into roadblocks. They're getting pushed back. These are all good things. That make us free and clear?
Mm-hmm.
No, we still got to go out in the midterms and vote our asses off. But they're struggling. Project 2025 is going to become Project 2026 and then Project 2027. They're just going to try and change it to make it work over the next 3 years. We cannot let that happen.
Hasn't budged since we checked it a few weeks ago. So,
and they lost out on gay marriage. The Supreme Court said, "Fuck that. We're not going to listen to you. Marriage equality is going to stand."
Where was that energy from the Supreme Court for Roe versus Wade? I swear.
Well, I actually, you know what? I know that they're not supposed to do this, but I actually think that they saw the blowback from that, and that made them less. I think they understood the assignment, like taking rights away from people is not going to work, and they might have thought that we're not even going to hear it, because I don't think they even made any statements about it. They just said we're not going to revisit it. Like, I don't think normally they would make some sort of a statement. I don't think there was any statements written out or made about it. That doesn't mean they won't eventually, but they didn't. So fuck y'all bigots that want to take away marriage equality. Like, that's not going to happen either. Anyway,
Robert, yeah, that could be the case actually. That he just wants a better case that's more, whenever they come down on it, that the ruling is ironclad.
It's gonna be really hard though. That's the thing, is I don't think based on the testimony made in 2015, I don't think there's any way to argue themselves outside of allowing it other than to go against the Constitution. Just based on the way it was done. The only reason, look, I want you guys to understand, anybody out there that follow this, because I was very heavily involved with it. The 2015 decision for marriage equality came with all of the checks and balances and locks and keys and everything done to make it happen, because they did not want to push it through. They did not want to, but it ended up going through because it was so ironclad. It is going to be really difficult for them to get rid of it without just dismissing the Constitution. And that's why I think they didn't want to take this on. That's just my opinion. We'll see. Well, I'm actually happy about all the infighting. I want these Epstein files to come out, and I don't give a fuck which politician is implicated in them. To hold them all accountable. I don't care what party you're part of.
Oh yes, I did.
So here's somebody $5 for someone. I don't know who. Says, do you think this will cause Trump to finally get fired from the presidency?
No.
I think last another 4 years. I mean, there's not really a
here's. Yeah, you have to get impeached and then removed. Impeach is the first step. Then there has to be a vote for removal.
And he's already been impeached, not removed. So.
He's been impeached twice. But there has to be an overwhelming vote, which means overwhelmingly people have to.
Now, will he last for 4 years? I mean, maybe not. But who knows?
I would actually say it's far more likely that if he senses his term's about to come up, for him to just leave the country and vanish.
I think he's establishing that already. I think that's kind of it. I think he's amassing his own wealth so he can protect himself after the presidency. I think that's what's going on.
Mm-hmm. He still has 34 counts of sentencing that has been.
Yeah, I mean, the next thing, as well as what's his name, terrible lying propagandist, I forget his name, Dinesh D'Souza. They both have been seen quite a bit of racism aimed at them lately, and it's just like it seems like everywhere you look right now, that within MAGA, their own bigotry that they used to appeal to people for so long is now eating it from within. And it's hard to imagine these fucking people that actually thought that they would be respected by I don't know. I don't understand being shit.
I also want to point out, anyone that thinks that this can last forever, he's not well, you guys. He is not a healthy person. No. I need you to understand that best case scenario is still not a long time. This man is not healthy. There was a picture of him shaking someone's hand the other day. It's not photoshopped at all. And he is pale as can be, except for his face. He looked like he was wearing blackface in the picture. It was crazy. Fucking crazy.
$10 from Columbia Rican, New York. This will help for the midterms to get possibly enough votes to get him impeached a third time and enough Senate seats to be able to remove him.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's why Steve Bannon, thank you for the $10, by the way, Columbia. I think that was my channel. Steve Bannon has gone on record saying if they lose the House and Senate, it's game over. It's game over. Losing one of them is bad. Losing both of them is like match point. That's it. You know what I mean? Because right now, look, I want to be clear. Anyone that doesn't understand politics, I'm going to make it really simple. The only reason Trump is able to get away with what he's getting away with is because the Senate is not doing anything.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. When the Supreme Court
capitulated in advance,
yeah. So the Supreme Court makes decisions. The only way to hold the president accountable is through Congress. That's the only way. And if Congress refuses to do anything like they have been, right? If they refuse to do anything, he just gets away with it. This is why even having a president in power who has control of both houses or whatever, Senate and the House or whatever, House of Representatives, when that happens, it makes for a really bad time because it is not democracy. At that point, it is literally one party making decisions for everybody. That's not the way the country is supposed to be done.
Our founders were pretty smart, except for the slave owning parts of it. Otherwise, they're pretty smart. But the thing that they didn't account for, they accounted for Trump. They absolutely did. They were like, some fucking, narcissistic asshole could come along and try and take the, power to all of his power for himself. But what they didn't account for was that there would be, a Congress that would just go along with him, essentially.
A bunch of politicians that can be bought out or held stuff over their head. You know what I mean? So,
branches that way, if somebody it does end up in the presidency, the other branches will kind of activate and prevent him from discharging or using too much power. That's not happening. And that's not good.
The safeguard was breaking up the government into 3 branches. However, it only works if people in each branch have some sort of like ethics and morals and values to go with. And,
that's a huge part of the problem. The whole point is people negotiate, they come to middle grounds, they come to reasonable compromises. When you just have one side that just fucks over the other side nonstop, and then another side that is just fucking cowards.
That's true. Yeah, nobody accounted for that except for rich people that made it happen. Another $5 from Columbia Rican here. Also, get control of the House and Senate. We can hold the Supreme Court accountable.
Yeah,
what's the mechanism for that? I'm not even aware. Like, what is there? Is there like a specific thing that we would do to the Supreme Court?
I mean, I believe it's an impeachment process, just like with the president. Okay. They vote to impeach. Yeah, I think it's the same thing. It's just done.
I don't
with
think
the individual
the bar's
justices.
as high.
It's not. No. It's a much lower bar. But the thing is, we can also make the court even again. Like if they want to make it a split court where we have enough representation to get a actual balanced view of the law, we can do that. But right now, I think a couple of the people that Trump appointed, what was her name? The woman that he appointed, I'm blanking on her name. Amy Coney Barrett, whatever her name is. Right. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about that. She's been a little bit less MAGA forward than I expected.
Yeah, I was expecting
and I think
the most MAGA one there.
And I think they're unhappy about that. I think that she was supposed to be a shoe-in for them. Oh, we have a Ryan has showed up. Nothing But Media has arrived.
Hey everybody. Sorry, a bit late. I'm in the middle of suffering at the moment. I've got an ear infection and
oh god, that sounds miserable.
Well, it came on today, and we're having new furniture, so I also had to lug all the furniture out to the front to be collected. So everything's a mess, and I don't feel great. And I've only got one headphone in. But other than that, I understand that from what I've seen in the news, that Trump's a big old pedophile.
Well,
it's a shock. Nobody saw this coming.
We have to get the rest of the records too, because I want to see all. I want to know everyone, not just him. Look,
truly innocent. Let's let it all out, guys.
And who can believe that known perjurer Ghislaine Maxwell lied? Who could have believed that?
That's shocking. Yeah, G-Max lied.
So so I don't know how much you've discussed, but
I think we're well. I think you kind of summarized it. We're at the tail end here, but Columbia Rican. I agree with this 100%. Bob says here. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Brian.
Oh no, go on.
Say, Bob says Congress can impeach Supreme Court justices. Also, they can change the number of justices, and in some cases, pass laws saying that the court is not allowed to change them. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that they can do once they're there. The problem is we have a bunch of like lapdogs for Trump in every branch right now, which is the sneakiest, grossest way to control the government without having to actually come in and be a total fascist. Is to have individual yes people that will just do anything you want.
Well, MAGA, I think it just everybody that subscribes to that fucking collection of bullshit at this point is just a dishonest, gross person. I think.
Yeah.
I was gonna take a look at this because it's just fun to see this, but it's also Oh, by the way, hi Ryan. Sorry, I was away from the desk. Check this out.
Julio, hot minute, last chance for burning questions.
Okay, I'm going to ask you my burning question. Is that okay?
Go for it.
Who did you vote for?
What if I didn't vote?
Well.
I honestly, I am not involved in politics. I'm not sitting here saying I voted.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and say I voted. I didn't vote. I'm sorry, but that is not a big thing in my life, and that is nothing against you. And
No,
what you
I don't think that's against me at all. But
and if that's something you're passionate about or feel a certain way.
I'm not passionate about politics. I'm passionate about having rights. So I'm a person of color from an immigrant family. Like, I'm a first-gen immigrant, so somebody who is my partner, I would like to have that conversation. I am open to starting that conversation. Your past doesn't...
You want to take a guess at what he reveals when he's talking to another girl later on?
That he voted for Trump?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm kind of assuming that, yeah.
Yeah.
Define you?
I thought we had a good time. I definitely am a little concerned that you didn't vote, though. After hearing that, I was a little concerned.
I may have just said that.
I was a little concerned. I was like, this is.
He only said it because she was a person of color. That's the only reason.
He lies about having not said it right here.
Oh, okay.
You did vote.
Yes, but I don't make that. It's not a part of me.
So you lied.
I didn't lie. I did say to her, I said, no. I did vote.
No, he did lie.
Right, it's straight up lies. Like he's lying to like it's one thing to just get on the internet and tell a lie to a bunch of strangers. But like literally all the people in that room know that he fucking said it.
So he's MAGA and he's a liar. I mean, okay.
Well, I mean, and it's always the case. Like I've seen examples of like a woman who went on a date with a guy that ended up being an ICE agent. And that like whenever she found that out and she started trying to talk to him about it or whatever, he got real weird and like these people that act like they literally will just lie apparently and say that they aren't MAGA or whatever, and then they want to drop it on them later on in the relationship is developed or whatever. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
I mean, for me, it's kind of an opener because, like, if somebody's a Trumper, it's a non-starter. Yeah, I don't want to talk to you. No.
Also, it says something when somebody is a actual Trump voter but isn't a public Trump voter. Like, does that even exist? It's also scummy because they know that wearing the Trump merch and doing all the MAGA stuff is so fucking awful that they don't even want to be associated with it.
It's like, yeah, I mean, because then they always want to act like it should be separate from any kind of consideration. Like, oh, it's just a different opinion or whatever. That's fucking, that got them a lot of ground with that kind of nonsense. But the fact is, it speaks to your character as a human being and your values. And if you don't fucking value other people's rights, then why the fuck would I want to be around you?
Also just basic stand up for what you believe in. If you voted for Trump, then
own
you
it.
better be able to say why.
And if you feel
if
you feel shitty for voting for Trump and don't want to admit it, well, maybe you should think about that. Maybe.
I mean, it's also the Tim Pool tactic, Chevany. That's what Tim Pool does.
Yeah.
He's supposedly a right-leaning centrist who doesn't have any specific political alignment. We know that's not true.
I'm so sick of this centrist out there. This centrist who are just fighting the insane leftists. That it's such a fucking grift at this point.
I mean, this is not a big part of my life. Like, I understand if it's big for you.
I understand that.
But like, I'm not. Yeah.
I get that. Can we ask who you voted for?
I mean, I just feel like that's a little personal, a little
That's
aggressive.
That's fair.
If you want to keep it to yourself, that's
No,
your
yeah, I am, and but no, it's not a big part of me. I I don't feel like wasting my time and energy in something that I cannot control.
This is cowardice.
I mean,
can't control it's your vote.
To not even stand behind the fact that I don't believe, you could easily say I don't believe in telling people who you vote for, because that's the point of the secret ballot. I mean, that's the standard sort of fallback, but he's too, I don't know, too clueless.
I actually think also if you are going to be in a potential relationship with someone under this current climate, I think it is sort of important to know who it is that they're following politically.
This is like
we're not just talking about like you know, there wasn't a whole lot of room between like the Clinton Democrat and maybe like the Dole Republican. You know what I mean? Like like that was the kind of thing where I can understand a couple that are voting those two different ways, being like, yes, you know, probably. That's not the same thing as what's going on today.
I mean, there's even a difference between voting for Trump and voting for George W. Even though I hated George W. at the time.
I mean, that's another false sentiment that they've made a lot of headway with, is the idea that they're just Republican. We're just fucking Ethan Van Sciver is one that I called out about that, because he's like, oh, just because I'm a Republican. No. You're Republican. You're well, I mean, it's not even just the act of being a Trump supporter. It's the openly being a piece of shit about it.
And guess what? It will come up eventually, because you can't hide your political beliefs from a partner for like maybe more than a couple of days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of these guys, there'll be some other guys here in a minute. But
Date Night Pod is back again, showcasing how hard it has been for so many women to date in this climate.
Tell me, what are some of those red flags?
They have strong values. I'm Republican.
Conservative, yeah.
Conservative values, Christian values.
Okay.
Very important.
Okay. We did have some broken hearts, so let's go right down. And
my guy, what you're saying here is you want control of a woman, not to be their partner in life. Trust me, there is a lot more here.
Dating in Denver update. My date last night. It was an incredible date until the very end, when he told me that he voted for Donald Trump in the latest election, but not the first two. I was like, I'm so sorry. You went from Clinton to Biden to Trump? How? I've never heard of anyone doing
that. Is actually like, how do you do that? Like, you must just not be paying attention at all, or you, how do you, I don't know. That's a crazy fucking arc to take.
Yeah. You know what I mean? By the way, all those balloons popping is funny, because I watch, it's like one of my guilty pleasures when I'm gaming. I'll put on like a pop the balloon thing just to listen to like where people are in the dating sphere. And I watch a lot of different versions of it. And the amount of men that come on there and they're like, I want a submissive woman, somebody that's willing to follow her man and stuff like that. It is gross.
Yeah.
It's fucking gross, guys. Like,
I don't know how a guy even makes it that far to like where he says that out loud, and like, how has nobody stopped him and said like, whoa, what are you saying? No, you can't.
I mean, these podcasts are the ones that we watch, like the Rogans, the Tim Pools, the fucking the whatever podcast, the Fit and Fit and Fresh or whatever. These guys have them thinking that like every man needs to be like quote unquote an alpha male that takes control of the situation and has women fucking following him around, you know, at his beck and call. It's like, bro, what? Like, no, this is 2025. Get with the program.
Right.
Not one, two, but then we got in like a really heated political debate, and it was like actually kind of hot. He was really smart, but like saying he was really smart and voted for Donald Trump in the same sentence was just kind of weird. So I told him that he can write me a 2-page essay by Friday afternoon on why I should go on a second date with him despite all of those things. Then I would consider it.
If you are dating someone and they voted for Trump, what are you doing? I've seen so many posts on my Instagram or on TikTok being going to vote to cancel out my boyfriend's vote, and it's baby girl, dump him. I don't know. Can you see this? Dump him. What are you doing? What do you mean? You're with a man that voted against your own rights? Running in all? No. Baby girl, dump him. Okay. So that is the first date question. What are we talking about? You're in a relationship with a man that loves Trump. That's weird. That's suspicious. No.
For me, it's not even a first date question. It's right on the profile. It's right.
This fucking guy says, being straight white dude that likes Trump, but also likes liberal women is a lot like being in the closet gay.
What?
Yeah, let me.
I feel like it's more like being a slave owner who does unspeakable things to them.
That is the first date question. What are we talking about? You're in a relationship with a man that loves Trump. That's weird. That's suspicious. No.
A straight white dude that likes Trump but is only into liberal women is a lot like being in the closet, because it's like they're gonna ask you about it eventually, and you have to say what we all say, which is I don't really follow politics.
Sociopathy is what that is, man. That's like literally just like this sociopathic behavior. I don't know if that means that someone is a sociopath. They're choosing sociopathic kind of technique there.
I mean, that's the same technique the guy used in the first clip, was that he pretended that he doesn't follow politics.
Exactly.
Clearly he was a Trump supporter.
Examples of this all over the place, but yeah.
They would rather lie about who they are than examine who they are and find out why it is that liberal women find them so repulsive.
So apparently the thing is that there's some of these guys anyway, they want a liberal woman so that they can essentially, tame her and make her into. They don't want just a trad woman. They want to get a woke liberal woman that they can then make their trad woman, which sounds a lot like ownership to me.
It also sounds a lot like somebody that is willing to like do something physical against someone else's will without consent, because you're kind of like forcing someone into something and you think that's a victory, or that you've somehow, I don't know, you've got your prey, you went out and you collected your kill or whatever. That's what it feels like.
I mean, no, it doesn't. It seems stupid to suggest that both candidates being shit is equal, that they're equally shit, because it's actually retarded. Fuck, sorry. You got me there, man. I haven't said that in a while.
Not the R slur, Dave.
I'm sorry.
And I'm not saying that. I'm saying it a little off the cuff there. Dane is aware that he says it and he shouldn't be saying it. So
we need to borrow Hassan's shot collar and get it on you and every time.
You know what?
They're gonna clip that, Dane, and they're gonna be like, see.
I hate to admit it, but I do think
I'm
it's a
gonna
funny
ban
word.
this person for saying that stupid shit instead of trying to argue with them or explain how silly they are, because that's a really dumb thing to say. If you show up in chat and you're saying that, you're not interested in having
you know what's funny is I actually had someone, I don't want to get too far off topic here, but I had someone who was doing the both sidesy things on my on one of my social media accounts that I'm friends with them. And I was like, when you say that both sides are bad, that statement isn't necessarily 100% incorrect. Yeah, I do believe there are problems with both parties, but you have to understand we live in a system, unfortunately, where you get two choices when it comes to presidency. Now, if you want to make a stance locally at the state level, something like that, there's a possibility you could elect someone that isn't necessarily aligned with either party in a big way. But when it comes to the presidential election, at least for the foreseeable future, you are going to have two choices. If you opt not to vote, then you are allowing other people to make the choice for you.
So
that's it.
To me, it's pretty simple. At this point, if you think that had Biden, or I'm sorry, Harris won, that we would have dealt with, let's see, what all have we faced down in less than
Oh my God, none of it. Like there's no like let me just put this out. There's no point in doing that because none of this would be happening. None of it. We wouldn't have tariffs. We wouldn't have people getting scooped up and put into concentration camps. None of this stuff would be happening. Yeah, none of it. None of it.
I just want you guys to remember back to 2021, early 2021, when Biden was sworn into office, and suddenly the news on what the crazy shit the president was doing was slowing down, and it was just music to my fucking ears. Just not hearing some crazy shit that happened in the White House.
Bob, I've said the same thing. I don't think it is healthy in the United States of America to get up every day and have to listen to whatever propaganda the government needs to feed to you. I don't think it's healthy. We get it, guys. I know that a lot of people in the chat may not feel this, but you have to understand this. This is what they're doing. They're putting out propaganda every single day. When you have to hear what the president has to say every day, that is not normal.
No. They've admitted it. Bannon has said it out loud before that's the goal. It's just it's literally a fire hose tactic where they're just constantly spraying you with information where you can't process any bit of it effectively. It's just constant shit happening, and you can't pay attention to any of it. It's difficult.
I want to say this.
I mean,
the hardest. Sorry, Ryan. I'll let you go.
Go on.
I was going to say just quickly, the easiest way to make changes from like a non-two-party system is at the lower level and then work it up to the higher level. Starting at the presidency is the hardest place to get that third-party viability. You're going to see it. Yeah, but I mean, like, but I mean, like, giving them an opportunity to speak. The problem is they can't even get into the debates because they don't have enough following from the beginning. We need to start supporting them earlier.
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't think a third-party option is the best one. I think the best option is we got to get a lot of the lower ranked Democrats. We got to get a lot of them more on the progressive side. Less corruption on that side. We need to uproot the Democratic Party because right now it's just money and power.
That 8 high-ranking Democrats were willing to make the deal that they made to reopen the government the other day is not good.
And God, it pisses me off how disappointing John Fetterman is. Holy fuck, God, that guy. I thought he was going to be a solid progressive, and fuck. I mean,
that's what the Conservatives have been doing for the last 50 years. Ever since Nixon resigned, the Conservatives have been plotting to get to where we are now. So it's not going to happen the next election. It's not going to happen the election after that. I mean, if you want to see real change, people on the left have to keep voting Democrat in the presidential elections until things change. Every single time.
Well, you got to vote in all the elections. That's the important thing. Because what happened with Trump? How did Trump get into power? Because Trump is not the same Republican we saw back even with George W. Bush. Between then, we had the Tea Party, and then they started pulling regular Republicans and replacing them with these super conservative Tea Party Republicans, and then MAGA was next incarnation. It happened semi-gradually, but also kind of quickly. And if we want to get progressive change, we got to do the same thing to the Democratic Party. That's how it works.
And so, a lot of that is getting involved early. Sorry, Ryan.
That's exactly what I meant. You have to, as well as getting involved in the local elections. Unfortunately, you have to vote Democrat, even if you don't like the candidate, at every presidential election, and then backfill with progressive candidates.
Well, there's all this underlying thing that a lot of people seem to think that they're supposed to love every single thing about a political candidate in order to vote for them. Otherwise, they're just like not going to dirty their hands or whatever. And it's like you're thinking about it all wrong. It shouldn't be a celebrity that you idolize. It shouldn't be somebody that are they saying they want to do policies that make sense to the common person, that do the most benefit for the average person and the least harm? That's what you look for. And then if they get into office and they don't do those things they said they would, vote for somebody else. It's
the fact is we saw this happening on what was it, Tuesday last week across the country.
Yes,
that's why caving in on the government shutdown thing was so stupid. There was momentum.
Dude,
there was momentum.
They had the most power they've had this entire.
We were so close to getting them to do something drastic, and they caved.
I mean, Donald Trump was literally going to court to prevent Snap. He was literally going to court to say, we want the court to block it,
It would have made him look so bad if he would have gone to court, Ryan, and the court and had to fight against SNAP benefits going out to people.
I think I played this last week, but I want to play it again because this guy gives such a great example of what the difference is, and not only that, but like the media's tendency to frame things as if the GOP is just like that's just the GOP being the GOP. We kind of like it's just accepted that they're terrible and they're evil and shit, and so but the Democrats get more criticism for things that GOP doesn't get criticism for. It's crazy.
Well,
check this out.
I feel like lots of people don't realize Democrats aren't worshipped like the GOP follows.
No, I don't worship any.
They're not worshipped. So that way, when Democrat comes under heat, they get criticism from both sides.
I'm completely willing to throw fucking Bernie Sanders out fucking garbage tomorrow if you start saying shit that I don't agree.
If Bernie Sanders was in the Epstein files, gone, get him out of here. Like that's the way I feel about it.
I mean, heck, look how quickly I've turned on John Fetterman. I used to like the guy. Now I can't fucking stand the fucker.
We do have some quick super chats here. Columbia Rican with a $5 super chat. Left equal want all people to have health care, to be able to afford groceries. Want democracy. Right equals fascism. Want people to die from starvation and hate violence.
Kind of sums it up.
If you want a clear example of what it means to be dead, you have to look at the New York mayoral elections.
Funds haven't been released if nothing has been accomplished in restoring SNAP benefits.
Whoops.
What happened?
Will you call on your Democratic colleagues to reopen the government and deal with these shutdown crises immediately? Deal with healthcare conversations once the government is reopened.
So let me ask you a question. The basis for your question is, and maybe the better way to state it would be, if the Trump administration continues to violate the law, if the Trump administration unlawfully refuses to release funds so that families in Colorado don't go hungry. If the Trump administration refuses to follow the law, as they have for the better course of the last 9 months, violating statute after statute, if in that scenario these actions unfold, then how will Democrats respond? That, my view, would be a more fair characterization of the question that you've posed, because it does feel a little bit like we're in the twilight zone here, with an administration that is lawless, violates the law with impunity, is now doing so with respect to the release of funds for families that may go hungry. We're here in Washington, you're here in Washington, House Republicans are gone, 6 weeks and counting, gone, literally gone. Won't show up in Washington, won't do town halls back in their respective districts. And somehow the question is posed to House Democrats as to how we will respond. The Trump administration needs to follow the law. And insofar, you've heard all my colleagues repeatedly suggest we would like to negotiate an agreement in good faith with our Republican colleagues. That is why we're here in our nation's capital. The question should be posed to Republicans. When will they get serious about working with us in good faith so that we can reach an agreement? And the passion you hear is frustration with the fact that Republicans could just simply abandon their post for 6 weeks, that the Trump administration can just violate the law without consequence. It should offend everyone. It certainly offends me.
And that's the reason why that was such a big loss for them to fucking make that deal the other day, because
we finally had them on the ropes. They were literally against the wall.
Well, yeah, as I was saying, what we need to see, and again, this will take time, is we need to see every race be like the New York mayor's race, where we have a progressive candidate with positive policies on the Democratic ticket, and then a traditional moderate Dem opposing him, and a Republican coming in a distant third. That's what we need to see, and the only way to do that is keep voting, unfortunately.
And to keep
I don't think you're joking, and I don't mean to make fun of you here, but like, am I excited to introduce this to you? The Democratic Socialists of America.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to make sure everybody understands, because I see people asking, well, when's the election? There are elections every year, every November. The first Tuesday after first Monday of every November is an election day, period. Even if you just got minor local stuff, go out and vote. And frequently there's primaries, usually February, March, depends on what state.
And whichever party you're registered into. Like
yes.
Party.
Yeah. And now sometimes that doesn't even matter. Sometimes it does. All depends. The rules are weird. But you got to be as politically active as you can. Go out to that polling station as often as you can and vote.
For me, all the Dems had to do was hold out till Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because the Republicans were already hated by the majority. People were blaming them for the shutdown. And if they had kept the shutdown going through Thanksgiving, people would have hit the roof. And then the Dems could have come in after that and said, look, it's been awful, but we're not going to make Americans suffer through Christmas as well. And that could have been the justification. But the justification at the moment is, well, it hasn't worked for 40 days, so I guess we'll just do it.
And
those 8 Dems are ridiculous.
And I do love Chuck Schumer essentially saying, well, I'm voting no. I can't believe they're voting yes. And in my head, I'm like, too bad there isn't a Democrat in charge of the Senate Democrats to keep them in line. Oh, fucking wait a minute. What are you doing? Oh.
There's a lot of Democrats that
are freaking left. No, I'm just kidding. That's essentially what I consider myself too. I don't love like the multi-hyphenate things, and I don't like to tie myself to these descriptions too hard, but yeah, that's basically where I fall. I am a card-carrying member of the DSA, so you know. All right.
I mean, it's less of a hot potato to be a democratic socialist in the UK. So yeah, I can say easily.
I want to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, we're still not in power, and we're a long way off. But yeah.
I want to say here, Monado coming in with the 99 super chat. I guess after the discourse says, "Thank you, Bub, for stating a better solution for these parties." So there we go. We sort of broke through a little bit, I guess, with some of these concepts. So that's good. Thank you for the super chat.
In the same way, the Conservatives have been pushing a lot of Americans to the right over the last 50 years, particularly the last 10 years. Democrats need to be doing that to the left. And I know there's a lot of Democrats who hate the left, the what they consider the far left. But the fact of the matter is, you're not going to get any help from the right. They don't want you.
Being a centrist is under normal circumstances isn't the worst thing, like being able to like reach across the aisles. But we're in a situation where the center leads to a bunch of people that have no values anymore. Like they're all beholden to Trump. So
the reason then the right is actively preying on people in that center spot where there's like
Fetterman.
Yeah. I gotta.
If any Democrat president had done even one single thing that Donald Trump has done in the past nearly a year, we would still be hearing about it. I mean, they went after Obama for wearing a tan suit.
Yes,
he was center left, I would say.
Did you hear about his Dijon mustard?
I love if AOC actually were to primary Schumer, that would be fucking amazing. I think she'd win. She'd probably take it. But I have a shortish video here that kind of speaks to all this.
This horrific Mamdani effect. I mean, it's got to be the natural fight or flight response of the whole millionaire class who have to now flee the capital of the world, right? No.
I also want to repeat the idea that we should refer to these people as the Epstein class. I think that's very.
I did notice that. I can't remember who it was, but somebody. It might have been Kyle Kalinske who used the phrase "the Jeffrey Epstein ballroom" for Trump's.
Oh yeah.
So
I do think that's an appropriate name. For
the Jeffrey Epstein Memorial Ballroom is, I think, the way he described it. I think.
And this guy right here, Matthew Cook, I think is his name. He's the one that's been saying Epstein class. That I'm like, that's pretty good.
It's their predictable racist, bigoted backlash against anyone who dares make life affordable. I mean, when they pretend to be concerned about his policy, that's because our Epstein class knows very well their obscene fortunes are the spoils of stolen wages. Let's take a quick trip back 91 years ago to a time when New York was once again rife with corruption, mass poverty, unemployment levels at 25%. And this guy named LaGuardia ran for mayor, backed by reform Republicans, Democrats, Italians, Jews, union members, and socialists. Yeah, with a plan to save the city from bankers and financiers. And this guy taxes the wealthy, builds housing and hospitals and schools, and modern transit. Now, how does he pay for that? With top tax rates that get pushed from 25% all the way up to 79%. And what happens? Is there mayhem at breadlines? No. Poverty falls, infrastructure gets built, and the middle class booms because of hundreds and thousands of New Yorkers who got good government jobs. And by the early 40s, New York City regained virtually full employment and was the financial and manufacturing engine of the whole U.S. economy. But here's the thing about the New Deal. It wasn't offered to everybody, and that's why Harlem erupted in 1935. And LaGuardia sent out a commission to clearly identify what was the cause. Underfunded schools, massive job discrimination, unsafe housing, violent, lawless policing, and here's the kicker. The report said all this was deeply rooted in the very nature of our economic and social system. So despite all that this socialist mayor had done, it was just the tip of the iceberg. He barely cracked the surface, which we could call, I guess, the thin blue line, which got in his way because the police commissioner refused to even meet with him. That's the iceberg, America's white power framework, which goes back 400 years all the way to the Virginia colony where the apartheid caste system was established and did not legally end until less than 60 years ago. That's how long we've been a multicultural democracy on paper, less than 60 years, kicking and screaming the entire time.
Yeah, man, this guy packs a lot of like context and history into these 6 or 7 minute videos. It's kind of crazy, but yeah.
And if you want another example of this, minus the overt racism and discrimination that you guys had, we had exactly the same situation here, where in the 1910s we had a liberal prime minister who introduced the welfare state, and then 30 years later, after the Second World War, we had a Labour member who was fighting for the health service. So every time the people on the left are given power, poverty goes down.
Yeah. Yep.
But for whatever reason, I guess, yeah, I mean, kind of.
It's true. Sad, but it's true.
Mm-hmm. We're in the bad place. We're in.
Anyway, this guy, he's actually apparently married to the actress that played Elastigirl on Doom Patrol.
Oh, really?
Oh, damn. Just FYI, she's a hottie.
Before that, I guess he was married to her. He was with Maggie Grace prior to that, which, you know, he definitely upgraded in terms of actress. Because Maggie Grace sucks. But
speaking of, I don't know if you had any plans to cover it, but you all see the breaking news about the new Mario film?
yeah, let's talk about the Mario film. What is it? Mario Galaxy?
Like yeah, it's all right.
Brie Larson.
Oh my God!
What are they going to do, man? Because okay, let's get everybody up to speed on what happened last time, so that if they try and pull it again, you'll spot it. I'm curious what they're going to do. But last time with Mario, the trailer dropped, and infamously, Jeremy Griggs, as well as others, but mainly Jeremy Griggs, went viral for, basically saying
and Shadiversity.
Shadiversity, because she was wearing
Shadiversity.
The pants from Mario Kart.
That was going to be woke because of this, and then of course the movie came out. At that point, for whatever reason, they decided they were going to champion that film and decide that this is the perfect anti-woke movie or whatever. And yeah, so that's the arc that took. What do you think? What do you think they're going to do this time?
I think they'll try the same thing again.
Probably, but I don't know what kind of. It depends what kind of press she does. I'm curious to see because it's the first time she's been on a big press tour since the Marvels. Well, she didn't get one on the Marvels, so since Captain Marvel,
maybe Endgame. Maybe she did some for Endgame.
A little bit, but it wasn't really focused on her. I think this is the first one she's had in a while. She's been doing a lot of indie and smaller movies.
She's also been doing a lot of theater as well, which is again their sort of blind spot. They really try hard to, because I don't know if you guys remember when Tom Holland was in Romeo and Juliet and they cast a black Juliet and they freaked out for about 5 minutes before realizing it wasn't a film, and then they sort of shut up about it.
Yeah, I saw the casting. I think it came out yesterday or late last night when I saw it. Maybe it was a little bit before that, but I was like, I'm going to make a video about it. But then I knew we were doing the Shillcast today. So I was like, I'm not going to put a video out today. I'm going to let my video from yesterday breathe a little bit. But I'll probably cover it a little bit tomorrow after I get more details. But as of right now, I do believe that they've said Brie Larson is Hollywood kryptonite. But here she was, hired to work on one of the biggest sequels.
Because she's not actually showing her face, then it should be okay.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, I think that's the cope for it. Maybe Sydney Sweeney needs to do more voice acting roles.
Oh, Sydney Sweeney.
I have a video to check out about Sydney Sweeney if y'all want to talk about that, but
we could for sure. I mean, I haven't really talked much about her.
I was just looking up the numbers on Predator Badlands and the Sydney Sweeney movie, and it's quite interesting if we want to look over that.
The amount of pretzel twisting they had to do to try and claim that Superman was a flop. And then Sydney Sweeney comes out with this movie and crickets. It's
literally one of the biggest. The reason why it's such a big flop, by the way, is because of how many theaters it was in.
100%.
It was a wide release.
Yes, it shouldn't have been. This is her third of 4 movies this year, I think it is, that just didn't perform at all. He is not going to be a leading actress. I hate to say it, guys.
So Predator Badlands, which it was predicted to bring in 33 million this weekend, did 40 million.
Right.
And by the way, it's also a fantastic movie. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't seen it yet. The movie I haven't seen is Christie over here. It was supposed to do 2 million, so not like a huge movie, but it's supposed to do 2 million. It brought in 1.3.
Sorry, sorry about that, Bob. Sorry.
It's all good. Which is quite a miserable bomb.
This is what everyone pay attention. This is what a bomb and a flop looks like.
Yes,
this is what it looks like.
The sick horror. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? You're just. Don't stop being fucking gross and weird, man.
And a lot of people have talked about how Sydney Sweeney has essentially lots of MAGA has made her their darling, and she hasn't spoken out against it or anything. She's kind of embraced it, kind of silently, but kind of embraced it, And now she made this lesbian boxer movie that she wanted to make. And who would have thought MAGA didn't turn out to watch it.
Right.
Well, that's my thing is when I was, go ahead, Dane, sorry.
Well, no, you go ahead. It's all you.
I was going to say that like I made a short about this a couple days ago, and I said that like people aren't showing up for her. Does she have any real fans? And people were saying, "Oh, you're just being disingenuous." No, I'm being honest. Like Sydney Sweeney had a bunch of people that loved her. Then she did this American Eagle thing that she's been very lukewarm on responding to. She did an interview where they gave her an opportunity to really denounce racism and to denounce white supremacy, and she opted not to do that. Then she does this film, and all the MAGA people that supported her. You mean to tell me that there's the MAGA crowd will not support this woman they supposedly love so much because she was a lesbian in a movie? Say less. Say less. I mean, so you're just proving that MAGA is homophobic. So they love you as long as it doesn't require them to be supportive of anything with a gay story, even when the whole fucking story is about a woman that's a lesbian.
Listen, I'm going to be brutally honest. I don't think MAGA is a fan of Sydney Sweeney's acting. I think MAGA, MAGA.
Right. I mean, as that dude in chat just fucking grossly said a minute ago, he was like, well, she doesn't show her tits. So that's all, it's like.
Well, thank you for saying the quiet part out loud, the stuff we all assumed.
This is, you guys, it's even bigger than that. It's a track record now. Remember Gina Carano? Yeah. Gina Carano was the right wing, like this is our woman, this is our girl, right? She came out, she was in Star Wars, we love her, she's speaking her truth. Everything she did that was not culture war flopped. It all flopped. She's not working anywhere right now. This is why she took the bag from Disney, because she knew there was no future for her in any current time frame. She has no future because the people that she was courting didn't support her. They didn't give a fuck about her unless they were using her in their culture war. It is the same thing with Sydney Sweeney.
Reportedly, Zendaya refuses to do any promo for their show together. She's not wanting to be around her.
Well, Sydney Sweeney came out and did like a pro-gay statement about this movie. Said something about she hopes that it leads to more visibility and that something like this. And I'm like, tone deaf, literally tone deaf. Right. Well, Ruby Rose, who is a lesbian, attacked her. Yeah, Ruby Rose attacked her because apparently Ruby Rose was up for this role.
Yeah,
dude, what the fuck? I don't know. I don't know how to deal with being that weird in chat like that. But anyway, so this is a hell she created for herself. Just so you know, like when I have this screenshot of also the comments, because this is some of the only conversations happening around this movie, because there are a few here and there if you look around, is just this kind of thing where this dude is like, a movie like this would have filled theaters up 15 years ago. Hollywood can't keep up with the times. They're so out of touch. Look at their politics. They're so ignorant that they ridicule and spew hatred to half the country. Then not only that, more than half the country doesn't go to movies anymore. And somebody shows up and says, probably shouldn't respond to anybody like this at all, but well, that's more 1/3 of the country, which is accurate. Maybe they should make their own shitty right-wing movies then. And then I have more. There's a whole trail.
But hold on. I gotta say this. Yeah, go ahead, Greg. Sorry.
This is ridiculous, Cope, as well, because there's no way. There's no way people would have gone to this movie 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a boxing biopic about a woman.
This movie is kind of Academy bait. It's kind of meant to essentially garner some critical praise, and then do a little bit of circulation, and then if it wins some awards, then like early next year we'll get some major box office. But it seems like it's probably just gonna flop and disappear.
I want to point out that the reason why no one has made like this one thing about the right-wing movies or whatever, the reason why that doesn't work is this: the people who are right-wing culture people do not generate big box office numbers.
Yeah.
It typically doesn't happen unless it's like a psyop thing, like the Top Gun Maverick or whatever, where they're like, this is a right-wing movie. It's not. It was just a movie. There's nothing right-wing about it. Look at Daily Wire. They have fallen apart. Daily Wire Plus fell apart because the only thing they could do is make fun of people on the left. That's all they had. There is no market for quote unquote right-wing media in the way that it exists in movies. Because guess what? Movies are not left-wing movies. They're just movies.
Yep.
If left-wing media movies doesn't exist, there is no comparable thing
reality
to Daily Wire Plus.
But yeah, it's we probably give them too much credit even by entertaining that like even having conversations that kind of imply that we're pushing back against their narratives, because really their narratives shouldn't have any foothold at all. It should be plainly obvious to anybody that there's not enough of them that want that kind of thing, or that hate the kind of things that, like the nerdrotics and whatnot, that they rail against. There's not enough people. They just don't have enough people in their camp to actually make anything happen. They've lost influence, in fact.
Because this was always going to be a small movie. It opened too wide, and it was going to get even smaller when a lot of people were against her for what happened with the American Eagle thing, which is entirely driven by the right wing. All the controversy about that was entirely driven by the right wing. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. So here's this video. I forget this guy's name, but it seems like a pretty good opportunity to introduce another person. I'm going to grab his name from
real quick before we move on. I just want to point out something real fast. Here's some of the actual numbers. So Predator Badlands actually not massively, but pretty much hit the 40 million mark with a little bit to spare. Now Christie down here made is at total pretty much what they projected. It got outperformed by Back to the Future.
Oh wow! Do you remember a while ago when they were trying to think towards? Again, cricket's weird.
It's weird, right?
And as well, if Ruby Rose had been cast in that, they would have gone to town on it.
Oh
They
God,
would have
absolutely
gone to town on it.
Yeah, I had used this yesterday to promote to the stream today, but yeah, that's they're not talking about it. They're not talking about that bomb. Why is that? If this was let's imagine Brie Larson had made this movie and the same outcome. I don't know.
We'd be hearing about it in 5 years' time.
And I think it's also worth saying I'm getting frustrated. Like, I haven't seen any of the Chud videos on Predator Badlands before, but just the stuff I'm hearing just from the ethos leaking through, incredibly frustrating.
Drinker's video is so bad that, like, I literally want him. He needs to stop. He just needs to stop. The fact that he's I don't know if he lied more or if Birdman is just like so good at pointing out all the lies or what, but like it is so it's probably at least as dishonest as the one video that everybody made a video about, including us, the Hollywood Hates Men video.
Hates Men Part 1.
Yeah, we're like literally he's a fucking lie. Right.
I had the absolute pleasure yesterday of watching Otterly Noah, the Birdman, and our own very own Eric Debunk's all cover Critical Drinkers video, and all came up with different points, but all valid. And wow, I mean, the thing that I think that Eric and Birdman both noticed, that he admits he watched it on a TV. He watched pirated.
He literally showed clips. He shows clips of his whatever country he got it ripped from or whatever.
Are we talking about Drinker?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. Like,
well, he's always done that. He's always ripped it because he can't get the clips he wants.
Well, number one, do you use trailer clips unless you really fucking need something? But also, like, someone at his level, don't tell me he can't afford like the fucking AMC premiere thing that I get, and I obviously Birdman gets from his stuff.
The reason that he used, and I think the reason that he did that is because of the specific things he chose to talk about, which I think he did because he's trying to convince his audience to not go see the movie.
Yeah,
I think that's what he's doing. And so, in order to do that effectively, in his mind, he had to show certain things that weren't in the trailers. That's what I got from it, but. Just speculation.
Did we look at this super chat here from Toga Free here, $4.99 super chat?
Oh,
the Chuds would be so happy in Sweeney was Rosalina. Thank God they got an actress with a lovely voice. Yeah. I don't think Sydney is ever going to get. I know we moved on a little bit, but I just want to say this. I don't think she's ever going to get support from that community unless she's doing racist and bigoted stuff.
Haven't moved on video exactly this. So. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Drinker. That's why I thought we had moved on from that, or that's why I was.
The video that I'm going to watch, we're going to watch, is called something like when I don't know, selling it. You know what? Here it is.
Okay. Sweeney, the girl
from
Euphoria. So a few months ago, she did a jeans ad for American Eagle. Now, to me and many others, this ad came off very white supremacy.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even I.
So I want to say that back then, I was definitely passive about the ad itself and was like, probably people are overreacting. I had not seen the ad. I'd not actually seen it, and hearing her saying the things she's saying, I kind of have a different take on it now. That it did seem a little bit.
Same for me. To be honest.
I mean, I don't know. I just think it's a really bad joke.
I mean, I'm not saying that she's like a white supremacist or that but they were definitely appealing to that to some degree and unknowingly. And
well, I was giving her the benefit of the doubt back then. When I saw the ad, I'm like, I think the ad probably would have flown under the radar if it hadn't been amplified by a lot of people on the right. But she was. I gave her the benefit of the doubt because I'm like, maybe she just doesn't know, or her PR person didn't tell her, or whatever. I was trying to give her a little bit, but she knows now, and she's refused to speak out against it. So
that's literally in this. Yeah, she shows it, and it's like a pretty wow moment whenever you see it happen. But
Color. My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has her jeans.
Take it how you want it. That's a dog whistle. It's a dog whistle, and the people that got it, they got it. Now, this ad was supporting eugenics. And if you don't know what eugenics is, let's just use the Nazi Germany example. The mustache man believed that the true ideal best German was white man, blue eyes, blonde hair. And if you just take the ad at face value, you might think it's not that deep, bro. But it is, and it always has been. Anyways, a few days ago, Sydney Sweeney got a perfect chance to denounce white supremacy and say, no, this ad wasn't about race. It was just about having great genes. This is what she had to say.
Is there something that you want to say about the ad itself? The Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Do you have?
By the way, this guy's name is Antonio Talks is his channel, and the video is called "When White Supremacy Doesn't Sell."
I've been subbed to this guy for a while, by the way, so he's got good
The ad
content.
spoke for itself. You think the ad spoke for itself? Okay, and the criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about.
I agree.
Genetic superiority. Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk.
I'm gonna have a different take.
I've never seen this interview. This is.
I don't think anybody
nuts
should
on
say
her
they
part.
shouldn't joke about it. I think people can joke about whatever they want to. Just understand the backlash and the criticism that you're going to get is warranted, and you're not being fucking canceled or having your free speech taken away.
I mean, simply all she has to say in this moment is, listen, it's a joke. I absolutely do not believe it. I do not endorse it. End of story. That's it.
She could have said anything. It would have been better than what she says.
That's fucking crazy. All right.
Talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
That is a home.
Ooh, damn.
Oh, that's a bad
Listen,
answer.
not speaking out again.
That's a kind of wild thing to respond with, man.
That's a kind of a dog whistly answer, honestly. No.
Yeah. I mean,
That's why fuck her now. Like that's how I feel. Fuck her. Like
she could just be too dumb to recognize what that would look like by her saying that. But either way, she's just,
I feel like I've always had my opinion's always been that the damage that is done is what's important to me. She's had at least 2 opportunities now to say something about this. The initial response that she gave, and then the response that she gave, here. Both times she's avoided to directly take on the criticism and doing it in a meaningful way. So fuck her. Like that's just how I feel about it. Just like, yeah.
But yeah, he goes on to basically show, the movie didn't do well, obviously. And then, the extra kind of fucked up part of it is that it could have been, because am I right that the real person, Christy Martin, is a lesbian?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That could have definitely gone to somebody who actually gives a shit about those causes. And,
like Ruby Rose.
You mean like Ruby Rose? Yeah.
And just what seems like happened is that Ruby Rose was attached to it, and then Sydney Sweeney was like, "I want to do it," and they're like, "Oh, well, clearly we got to give it to Sydney Sweeney because she's got more of a profile, I guess."
But here's the thing: think about the climate that Sydney Sweeney is in, and the type of movie that you're making.
Yeah.
Like, what sense does that make? You know what I mean? Go ahead, Brian.
It makes no sense, but
Yeah.
there's a prevailing thought, and I'm pretty sure it extends to Hollywood by now, certainly in the TV world in this country, that what they do is when they call you in for a meeting, they don't care about what your ideas are. They don't care about how well you're doing in whatever you're doing. They care about how many Instagram followers you have.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for. They're looking for how many people are following you on social media in an effort to convert those to viewers, basically.
Can I want to say something that might be controversial, maybe it's not, but if these movies keep doing this, like underperforming because they keep hiring people based on social media following and not looking in to the content of their character or what they do as a person, it's going to force Hollywood to change the way they audition people. They're not going to be able to just use social media anymore. It's going to have to change to something else. There's only been so many financial flops they can have on these kinds of movies before they have to make a change. Like, I don't think this movie was ever going to be a massive success. But it was a $30 million film. You know what I mean?
People are going to just laugh it off and not even see it. You know, it could be something. It could have been something that was an award contender or whatever. But no.
Yeah, it was a $30 million film. So that means they thought at least they were going to make double that. So they were thinking it was going to be a $50-60 million movie at the very least. To come out and do like 1.3 million or whatever it was, like,
yeah.
If you're going to be working in Hollywood, you need to have fucking principles, and you need to be very clear on what those are, such as what Oscar Isaac said.
Yeah.
Not open
to working at Disney right now.
They can figure it out, and not succumb to fascism. That would be great.
Yeah. These actors are going to be very careful. They're going to watch these studios and see who they're going to work for.
I mean,
that's
look
just
at
the reality
Paramount.
of it.
I'll be honest. I'm terrified about the future of the Star Trek franchise at this moment because we have fucking the head of Paramount who's hardcore MAGA, and he's talking. He already scrapped the Kelvin stuff, and I'm kind of okay scrapping the Kelvin stuff, but he said he wants to do it for a new direction for Star Trek. That terrifies me.
Well, let me just put it
the list of reported things that they, so like for example, that anybody that's ever spoken out critically of Israel. Is not, they don't hire them. They have a list.
Well, they also said people that were homophobic. They did put that in the list as well. And I'm like,
okay.
Well. Yeah. So I don't really know exactly what the criteria is, but I will say this. The MAGA in entertainment thing is going to be the biggest mistake they've made, and they're going to fuck around and find out because people don't support that content. MAGA people want to buy baby diapers with Donald Trump's face on it. They don't care about Star Trek.
It's going to be exactly what the chuds have claimed that the woke stuff is this entire time, but it's going to actually be that is happening, where it's just massive sinkholes of money and nobody goes to see the shit.
But we're kind of in a position where we were during the studio system, whereas then the studios owned the theaters. Now they own the streaming services. So. And they're struggling. They're struggling with the internet, whereas they were struggling with TV.
MAGA farmers are struggling. Like MAGA is not it's not a financially successful model in any form.
Nope.
Except for Trump.
Well, no, all the big metropolitan areas are largely blue, and those are the ones that people unfortunately go to the cinemas because, again, thanks to capitalism, small theaters can't survive, and so it's all multiplexes.
Think about this critical drinker. We spoke about him a second ago. He is the pinnacle of what these guys consider to be like their culture, like in movies and criticism. He doesn't even pay to see movies. So why should we as a community want to make movies for people that are not paying to see the movies? Why are you courting that particular group? They're not paying to see your products. Think about this. The reason why Disney flipped around on the Kimmel thing was because they did the fuck around and find out, and that MAGA people aren't paying for Disney Plus. Guess who is paying for Disney Plus? People who are not MAGA. And when they decide to unsubscribe, it hurts you financially. This is that fuck around and find out moment. If Paramount tries to push to a MAGA audience and alienates everyone else, that's it. Bye-bye, Paramount. I don't want to see it go away, but that's what will happen to it. There's not enough MAGA idiots to support art that are capable of putting money into it the way that they would need to sustain themselves. It's just not.
Eric's just spin fire. No notes. Perfectly said. No notes.
There's no money there.
It's really not that hard for the studios to just ignore what these chuds are saying as well, because what they're saying isn't true. They need to go realistically. They need to go back to how they used to do it. Was it doesn't matter if it's political or not. If the person making it is good at their job, if the people making it are good, it doesn't matter what political messages they.
And I don't even care about that, Ryan. I think that's fine if that's the metric. I don't care about that.
Well, that should be the metric, because the fact is that they did used to get people who were very liberal making TV and film. And they did it well, and it was successful, and people didn't care about the political messages. As you guys know, obviously I cover the Rockford Files, and that's very political, and it's very left-wing, because James Garner was very left-wing, and he was on the he was a special guest of Martin Luther King's when they marched on Washington, along with a few other celebrities. So he was always left-wing. He famously, he was due to play a president in a role, and he said the one thing he asked for, and he didn't really make demands, was that the president not be a Republican because his wife would have killed him. And obviously that's a jokey way of saying that he didn't want to do it. And so it didn't matter, because there are right-wing people who watch the Rockwood Files who haven't got a clue about the left-wing perspectives in it, which is crazy. But this is true of all drama, really, from the beginning of drama up until like 10 years ago, where all of a sudden people realized they could make money by pointing out the liberal secret messages in stuff. I mean, again, Bob was saying about Star Trek.
Yeah. I was about ready to say, like, all the chuds want to scream about how Star Trek went political in this new generation. I'm like, have you seen the fucking original series? It is the most politically preachy thing in the universe.
The responsibility of the women behind it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there's a torture prison in I don't know what country that Kyle Kalinske reported on this yesterday, I guess, where one of the places they've been sending immigrants is effectively a torture prison.
Wait, sorry, my mind. I'm like, did we jump there for a second?
Yeah, that's clearly my fault because I'm looking at stuff while y'all are talking.
No. I was trying to correlate it, and I'm like, wait, what?
No,
what?
Yeah. Not related to anything that you.
Okay. That's really fucking bad. I'm not saying that it's not.
Oh,
That's crazy. But yeah, I was just trying to draw the connection in my head. I'm like,
no connection.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably Star Trek episodes we could equate this to.
okay. Fair enough. Columbia Rica with the $10 super chat. Exactly, Eric. MAGA chuds are no longer being successful online. Perfect example. Hassan Piker is blowing up everywhere, and he's a leftist. And look at Sneak on Asthma Gold. They are struggling. I've been saying for a while, these guys, like, look, I cover it on my channel. The decline of the chud space is happening before our eyes. It's just,
we've been saying
everywhere.
It for how long now have we been saying it?
Yeah. Melanie Mack abandoned her channel. She's completely abandoned all of her channels. She's not uploading to any of them anymore.
I mean, I made this a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, to think back to Drinker, he's doing well now, but if he keeps releasing lazy dogshit content like the Predator Badlands stuff, he's going to lose the audience.
That was so bad. It's so funny to me. I uploaded my video literally right at the same time that Birdman uploaded his.
Yeah.
And what is it? Otterly or Otter? Is it Otterly Noah? We all did the same video at the same time. I was like, oh my god.
It reminds me very much of the Hollywood Hates Men video of his, because it's just so egregious. Like it almost seems like every once in a while he decides that he's going to triple, quadruple down on lies in a given video.
I mean, honestly, I feel like that's every video he does.
Well, it's just fundamental things that are wrong with his review. Like at the very beginning, he's like, the two planets look the same. That's the easiest debunkable lie.
Yeah.
But you could tell because they don't.
They don't remotely look the fucking same.
I think maybe you're just being bad faith.
Woo! Bad faith criticism. Are you a talentless YouTuber pretending to be an expert? Do you have a tantrum when you're criticized for being totally full of shit? Then the excuse you need is bad faith criticism. Woo! Bad faith criticism.
Sorry, it was on repeat.
I mean, when he's
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
When he's telling lies that are disproved in the trailer, you know it's bad, to the point where, I mean, I know all three of you debated whether he'd watched the film or not, and it's really hard to tell.
We lose every election because of
we just won. We just swept every election last week.
Also,
what are you talking about?
2020, we you know, and also, you know what? This seems like one of those fucking. I'm pretending to be one of you guys.
I know, like we lose every election because of Cope after we just swept one of the biggest sweeps we had in a long time. Like, get the fuck out! Like, for real? You can't be, dog. You can't be for real. You cannot be.
Which we fucking slammed ass last week or the week before last is fucking can't be overstated.
Jeez.
And I mean, I don't follow Asmongold, so I know he's big on Twitch, and he's bigger than
Look, Asmongold is one of the bigger guys out there in that space, but even he's seeing diminishing returns. You want me to do the math on it? You guys hate when I do math. You want me to do the math on it? I will.
Do math? But no, I mean, like, think about this, man. Like, I don't care how many. If Asmongold can have 10 times as many as anybody else viewers, this is still Asmongold, the guy that wipes his fucking gum blood on the wall and fucking, you know, has goddamn roaches crawling across him and shit like that. Like, he's not ascendant, he's not dominant over really anything in that context.
I also want to point out, views don't equal support. Like, that doesn't mean the people watching him agree.
Well, the other thing I was going to say about that is it doesn't matter how many viewers or how many subscribers or whatever you have now. It's about trajectory. I mean, this is the sort of basis of capitalism. It doesn't matter how many you've got, its line must go up always, and so whose lines are going up and at what speed. So, but I know that somebody recently covered Asmongold, and they made the point that he still lives, despite his what must be an immense fortune by now. He still lives as if he hasn't got any money. He's so clueless and sort of brain rotted. I mean, geez, hire a cleaner for goodness sake. Hire a decorator. You've got that money now.
I'm not like a Hassan like fan really, and I hardly ever every once in a while we'll catch a clip of him or something. I'm not really a fan.
I don't typically watch IRL podcasts, guys. It's not really.
But like I'd seen stuff happen, you know, bubbling up about the dog shocking incident. I'm like, wow, that's kind of fucking wild. Okay, and then I finally did just look into it, and it's so stupid. And no, of course he didn't fucking shock his dog. The what's being made into that is shows how desperate some certain folks are to present any kind of popular leftist as like, you know, they can't take him down on the ideas, right? Or like because he's, you know, he's a good looking fucking guy, and so they can't just like I don't know, they can't do anything except lie. That's all they have is fucking lies, man.
Yeah, Columbia says he's a multi-millionaire, lives in a dilapidated house. Yeah. True. Oh, somebody got a super chat from Low Watermark over there.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey,
Low Watermark, another super chat. Thanks for the support. Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. Hey Dane, hey Eric, here Bob. Yeah.
Hey.
It's good to see him in floating around the low water mark. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I don't watch him either. To be honest, I don't like his style.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think he does a lot of stupid stuff, but like at the end of the day, like if we're dealing with politics, I'm almost certainly going to agree with him more than I disagree with him.
Wearing masks like ICE. What the fuck does that mean?
What are we talking about?
I don't even know. I don't understand what this is about.
You know, I stopped wearing my mask when I got vaccinated. It was a perk of that. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't, you know, I watch clips from those guys because I can't watch 10-hour streams. It's just it's not something I can do. I know some people are into that. I actually have a friend of mine that watches, I don't know who it is. It's on Twitch, but they watch a streamer. They'll sit at their desktop while they're doing something with it on. Then when they get up to walk around, they'll put their headphones on and listen to it on their phone. And they just do it like all day long. And I'm like, I can't do that. I don't even have the energy to do it myself.
Yeah.
So like, you know, somebody was like, why don't you do more streams like that? I can't. I don't have that kind of energy. I do a lot of streams.
I mean,
anyway.
I work full time too. And
yeah.
I pick up extra hours whenever I can because
when you're done with work, you're supposed to be on camera, streaming and reacting all day long, all night long, just so you know.
He's here.
Yeah, I don't think the grind mindset is quite applicable to people in our age demographic.
I'll be honest. I am very lazy. There's this period at night where, like, for like 6 to 8 hours, I just lay down and do nothing. It's ridiculous.
Be grinding, on the internet, grinding for that coin, grinding for the cash. I could do more of a if there were no copyright restrictions on music, I would stream all the time when I'm at work and stuff. I would just turn on my camera and stream. But I know there is, like on YouTube. And on Twitch, it's really weird because I don't like Twitch's policies. You know, so I don't typically stream on Twitch much anymore, but
yeah, and I have to give a shout out to anybody who does cover music on YouTube because what they must have to go through.
Yeah,
I mean, I struggle with the clips that I use sometimes, but not very often because I know what I'm doing. But how do you cover a song by only playing 5 seconds of it?
Yeah, it's tough.
Usually movie clips you can get away with 10-second clips, but songs it's like 5 seconds. They get you fast on a song.
Well, this makes sense. Columbia Rican said I work 14-hour shifts. That's rough, man. During the weekend to make 40 hours. I listen to those long podcasts because the warehouse where I work is creepy at night, and I'm the only one there. That your situation sounds much more sensible here.
Yeah, I mean, I was working long hours in my youth, and I didn't have the advantage of being able to listen to podcasts most of the time. So yeah.
So I have like just a regular podcast. You can look up Organized Chaos podcast. There's over 200 episodes at this point.
Oh, okay.
There's
Cool.
plenty of stuff to listen to.
Yeah, I have the Nerdcast twice a week.
Yeah.
So you check mine out. And then we have plenty of episodes of the Shillcast. I think it goes back, 2 years now? 3 years almost?
Yeah,
I mean,
probably
it was
like
a
3
thing before we
years.
called it the Shillcast too. We were streaming together for it's been 3 years
Yeah.
now. It's almost
Remember
exactly
the
now.
Fandom Initiative?
Yeah, we started in November of 2022, right?
It sounds right. Yeah, I remember. I think 2022 was the early 2022 was when I really stumbled into this sect of the internet and being like, "Oh, what the fuck is this garbage?" What the
I mean,
Well, I think that's when it really started to get worse as well. That's when
we're here at another year of this kind of grouping. Man, I've had relationships that didn't have a chance compared to that. You know what I mean? So
me too. I mean,
Fapcast's been going about exactly as long almost. Yeah, we started that
Yeah.
within the same span of time because I remember thinking, why am I starting 2 new streams at the same time? But I did it.
Yeah.
So-
what else was on the list for today?
Nothing really, just some random stuff like I do. Like this is pretty funny.
Just buy a house.
If you're blind, just see. If you have anxiety, just calm down. If you have a heart attack, just defend it.
Fun thing. Other than that, I've got this Cabrutus clip from.
Oh God, Cabrutus! Say something with these guys. It's always something. It's the writing, it's the story, it's the narrative, it's the characters, the virtue signaling. Apparently now, just looking different is a problem. Literally, Cabrutus here, one of the dumbest people on the internet, who makes
one of the dumbest and most wrong and dishonest too. Like, holy shit! Everything I see from him, literally everything I've seen, is him being just like wrong or dishonest openly. There was the fact that he's the Sweet Baby Inc. guy. He's the first one to make that list of Sweet Baby Inc. games, having not played any of the games that he was calling woke. Remember that?
Yeah.
Then he goes to Japan. Fucking flew to Japan to go talk to Japanese people about that fucking Assassin's Creed game, so that he could, he was just confident they were going to be like, "Oh, this is so bad" and stuff. And not a single one of them said that. They were like,
and
"This
it's
looks pretty
and
good."
it's done really well.
I
It sold
mean,
like 3 million copies or something.
I
like
mean,
that.
they make the argument essentially that manga outsells comic book because it's not woke, and when you say shit like that, it's like, oh, you're not familiar with manga.
And then what else? Oh, there was just recently there was that thing he said where just hearing a commander in like a battlefield type game that is a woman makes him upset because it reminds him of his mom.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's also fallen off. Nobody invites him on the streams anymore. He's not really the woke detector or whatever, Sweet Baby Ink detector thing has kind of fallen off. Nobody gives a fuck about it anymore. So gross sick face emoji.
Can I just say that I actually think this new Predator looks fucking pretty rad. I've always thought that since the first reveal. I don't like, Birdman kind of addresses it in his video, but like there's the reason why the first one we ever encountered looks the way that it does is because it's a specific spot that it's from on their planet, for one thing, and because it's older.
Yeah, it's older. This new one is younger. It's a runt. He's actually not. He's actually supposed to be put down, but he's out.
That's one of the things that they mention is as if that's supposed to be a reason why it's a bad movie because he's a runt. It's like,
I mean, that's part of his motivation.
Stories work. Like the whole thing is that he's going to prove he's a badass despite being a runt.
He is a ridiculous badass in the movie.
Yeah.
Surely you could do this the same from the difference between the Terminator and Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, going from Arnie to Robert Patrick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
If you're just looking at physical appearance.
I mean, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger in comparison to first Terminator to the second one. The first one, he's a killing machine. And the second one, he's making goofy jokes with John Connor and shit.
Honestly, I don't know if Birdman makes that point or not, but like maybe he should, if not. But like basically, if they held those standards to the Terminator films, they would say they would say the same thing about T2 that they're saying about Predator Badlands.
Mm-hmm.
That it's
I'll be back. That's a joke line now.
That they took the mystique of the Terminator, the coolness of the mysterious, mean Terminator, and made him into a kid-friendly, joke character or whatever.
They're feminizing him.
Yeah.
Well, I said this about the Predator Badlands without spoiling the movie, but if you watch the third act of that movie from the perspective of Weyland Yutani and the people that aren't predators, he is the antagonist. If you're watching it from that perspective, which is the same perspective we've always seen the predators from. The only difference in this movie is we get to see the context that leads him to attacking the base. Instead of just him attacking the base. If you were to take that perspective, you would think that he's there as the villain. So it's about the perception of the movie, which I think was really interesting.
The thing I spotted as well, as a huge fan of the original, is the fact that Trickle Drinker says it's full of jokes, whereas the original was like super serious. Now, are you kidding me? Shane Black's
literally the first few minutes you've got fucking Shane Black saying multiple jokes.
Yeah. His entire character is basically that he tells shit jokes.
Jeez, you got a big pussy.
Yeah,
exactly.
Why'd you say it twice? There's an echo.
And of course, I ain't got time to bleed. Have you got time to die? That's a joke. There are jokes throughout that film.
Like Arnold throws a knife through a guy and says, "Stick around."
Ryan, I know you agree with me on this too. Like the fact that Drinker's favorite movie is Predator, and that he holds it up as like some, just a symbol of masculinity or whatever. When the part of the thing that movie is doing is it's destroying the masculine tropes of the 80s.
And turning them all into horror movies.
You can't punch and kill your way out of this situation. You have to think to defeat the predator.
Even having the biggest, most awesome guns doesn't fucking do it for him. Literally none of that saves them.
Almost as if it's a not so subtle allegory towards the Vietnam War with the Americans with the biggest guns and the biggest army.
Don't bring politics into my movie. Don't bring politics.
Stop those politics things.
Because I think.
Don't fucking current day us. Like
I want to stick to apolitical movies like Star Wars.
Right.
I mean, people need to realize that basically every film made from the beginning of the Vietnam War to the 1990s was in some small part influenced by Vietnam, especially the war films in any context. And Predators.
What did Ryan Drake do? Nothing that Ryan didn't do before him.
Let me frame this for you without spoiling the movie, right? So let me frame this for you. Weyland Yutani sends their synths out to capture and bring back animals that will help the human civilization. While they're there, a predator shows up running around the jungle and has kidnapped one of their synths because they don't know any better. So they're going out to try and save their synth from this predator. The predator ends up trying to take the animal they're going to be using that is going to help better the human race, and they have to defend themselves from this predator. That's the perspective outside of the predator, because you never understand what the predator is saying until this movie. So that's essentially,
essentially very similar to what they're about from the very establishment of Weyland Yutani in Alien, where I think they were just a company where they were trying to bring back an alien.
Yeah. I mean, the perspective of Weyland Yutani being bad isn't necessarily wrong. I think people have always thought of these corporations as bad. We see that in the second Aliens movie. That's essentially the established corporation is bad. They even talk about it in they talk about it in the first movie because they don't want to go and do this rescue beacon thing that they have. Like, these are all things that they try to not deal with in these movies. I mean, they've never been the good guys. I mean, Weyland Yutani've never been the good guys.
They never want to just bomb the aliens. They always want to capture one and bring it back, and that's what always fucks them over.
Right, and the thing about it is we've seen that there are people that work for Weyland Yutani who end up not being bad people. But Weyland Yutani, the company itself, has never been seen as a good company.
No.
So even in this context, it wouldn't be, because they're trying to protect their cargo that they're taking back to Earth, which, by the way, without spoiling the movie, you would not know that the cargo is this other thing without the context of what the predator knows, which we would never find out if we weren't watching it from the perspective of the predator. So that's what makes the movie so genius.
This makes me think that all these guys are like Mac from Always Sunny, who's now he's openly a gay man on the show now. But for the longest time, it was just like what he's really into, oiling up beefcakes and stuff like that. Somebody's got a new channel member.
I think that's on my channel right there.
Oops, sorry.
Sold to Zen became a channel member. Thank you so much. You get custom badges, custom emojis, early access, and members only content in the commentary or the post section. So thank you so much, Solda, for supporting the channel.
Again, though, taking this back to Drinker's Dogshit Review and Terminator, one of his complaints is that by framing it around the Predator's perspective, it deviates away from a long-established tradition in the Predator series. It's like, yeah, they did that in Terminator 2 as well. They made the villain the good guy. Spoilers for a film that he's now, oh God, he's 35 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was probably quite shocking to people like Drinker back in 1990, when it turned out that Arnie would be the good guy.
I mean,
they're villain in Terminator.
In Terminator 2, do you know who James Cameron originally wanted to play the T-1000? Michael Biehn.
Really?
Yeah, and he just thought it would be too confusing to the audience, so he didn't want to go that route.
Well,
but he really liked the idea of just swapping the roles around for the movie.
Because I always had the idea myself that it would be cool if Robert Patrick had played older John Connor, and so that they had sent back someone who looked like older John Connor, but they never did anything with it. So.
Well, I got to jump out of here. I don't know how much longer we have. Are we shutting down? Or
not done. Self. At least would need to take a break if we were going to be on anymore, but it's up to everybody else. So.
I'm cool with wrapping up. I'm a little wore out from the day, so
yeah, I'm happy to finish.
All right,
Predator Badlands is a fantastic movie. Go check.
Go support it.
Yep.
And I'm also excited to check out Running Man this weekend.
I heard it's not good, but let me know what you think.
Really? I've been hearing
What is it?
decent things.
Running Man.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. That's kind of weirdly disappointing for a Edgar Wright movie.
That'd be sad. I like Edgar Wright.
That apparently he really limits what he does with the action and stuff, which is like, why would he do that with this movie in particular? But
yeah, why would he do that? That'd be insane. That tells me there might be some sort of studio overreach going on.
Might be.
Yeah, it looks like the reviews are lukewarm, which is a little disappointing.
Well, I think he wanted to make it more like the book, because the original film is
not
like the book at all.
It is more of it's an adaptation of the book, not the Richard. But I mean, look, that was when Stephen King was on cocaine and didn't even want to name it didn't want to put his own name on the book. So who knows?
And I will also say the original movie, rewatching it like a couple months ago, man, it has not aged well at all.
No, it's pretty
well.
rough.
From what I understand,
not great.
From what I understand, the original movie actually took its cues from a much lower budget Italian film. And it had a really bad title as well.
Have you guys? Do you guys know what Labubus are?
Yes.
Oh God, yes.
Have you seen where they come from?
No.
Check this out.
For the Labubu experience, this way. For the Labubu experience, yes. Who wants to see make a custom Labubu? Yes. Yeah. Yes, come, please, come. Filter in this way. Turn. Yes. Hi, greetings, welcome. I am from Pop Mart, the company behind Labubus. But first, we must cheers with our brand new exclusive Pop Mart boba beverage. Please take a sample, enjoy your boba beverage. I'll drink it with you. I promise it's nothing disgusting. All right, to Labubus, please drink up. Wonderful. Now, you've probably heard people accuse Labubus of manufacturing a scarcity mindset or a gambling habit in children. But the truth is, Labubus are not manufactured at all. This is freedom. This is Frida is very happy here. No. Don't worry. Frida is very happy here. Freedom! Yes, she says her own name, Frida. Frida.
Dumb with an M on the end.
Hey, Frida. She says her own name, like a Pokemon. You see, we recreated her natural
It gets gross from here, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty
The wild Frida would make
that essentially it has what he calls a labussy.
Yeah. I was assuming of going that way.
This is Characters Welcome is the name of this channel. I recommend it. They're generally pretty damn funny. But yeah, I don't want to take the view. Go watch it. Go watch your stuff. And subscribe to everybody, on the screen here. And everybody's in the description down below.
I got my solo stream after taking a pause. I'm going to do a solo stream on Saturday, covering some comic books, doing some catch up. We're going to talk about absolute Batman fighting fascist in that stream. So make sure to check it out.
If you are covering the Running Man, take a look at the film which apparently inspired it heavily, called Warriors of the Year 2072, which might be the worst title for a film ever, but it heavily inspired the original Running Man. So that's the film.
Well, trying to decide which video to go out on here. You know what? We'll do this one. This is from a YouTuber. We haven't heard from this YouTuber in a while. What's their name? Fuck, I forget. But they exposed Chuds pretty well. And this is a video about Critical Drinker that they did. And that's what you'll see on the way out the door here. Please like and subscribe, and have a good remainder of your week. I'll be on, I imagine, Friday, doing my live stream Friday. So there you go.
Yeah.
See you later.
Peace.
You know, watching Top Gun Maverick the other day and thinking about what the actors and film crew must have gone through to actually capture that air combat footage, it really hammered home something that's been pissing me off about modern movies for a long time now. A phenomenon that I could best describe as CGI overloads.
The Dark Star was made available to the production, but it didn't fly, so it's completely CGI. The good old F-14 doesn't fly anymore. It's all CGI. The enemy's 5th generation fighters, they don't exist. They're all CGI. And in the entire dogfight at the end of the movie, you're watching 100% CGI.
And on the face of it, it should have resulted in a better end product. After all, CGI doesn't rely on actors hitting their mark.
CGI totally relies on actors hitting their marks, and that's one of the biggest struggles. You have to get them to get their eye lines correct, and you have to get them to react to this thing that doesn't exist as though it does exist.
It's controllable, it's predictable, it's safe.
If you're not an artist, don't expect the computer to do it for you, because it ain't gonna do nothing.
It's controllable, it's predictable, it's safe, it's controllable, it's predictable, it's safe, it's controllable, predictable, it's controllable, predictable, it's cost effective.
The idea that CGI is more cost effective than practical effects is a myth.
And that's not even talking about what the fucking actors have to work with now. Just actors standing around in big empty green rooms having no fucking clue what they're supposed to be reacting to. Just actors standing around in big empty green rooms having no fucking clue what they're supposed to be reacting to. Just actors standing around in big empty green rooms having no fucking clue what they're supposed to be reacting to. And that's not even talking about what the fucking actors have to work with now. And that's not even talking about what the fucking actors have to work with now. My general rule of thumb is that if you can do something with stunt work, practical effects, or location shoots, then you probably should. Fury Road is probably one of the best examples of limited use of VFX in modern movie making that I can think of. Fury Road is probably one of the best examples of limited use of VFX in modern movie making that I can think of. Limited use of VFX in modern movie making that I can think of. Limited use of VFX in modern movie making. It relied almost entirely on stunt work and practical effects, with just a little bit of CGI here and there to enhance it. It relied almost entirely on stunt work and practical effects. It relied almost entirely on stunt work and practical effects, with just a little bit of CGI here and there. And well, it looks fucking great as a result. And it's not just cars flying through the air either. Look at this shot from Terminator 2.
T2, in my mind, is sort of the breakthrough film for computer graphics.
Now, the orcs from The Lord of the Rings were actually done with practical effects. This dude right here was put together with prosthetics and makeup, and I think we could all agree he looks pretty damn good. Now consider a similar antagonist from the Hobbit trilogy, made more than a decade later and relying more heavily on CGI. You see how boring and lifeless his face looks now? I know which one I'd rather have in my movie.
This year, I've seen the most brilliant performance by an actor, and it's a completely digital character. That's the Gollum.
It feels like movies now are locked into a kind of never-ending dick-waving contest, each striving to outdo the other with ever more ridiculous, overblown, gravity-defying CGI action scenes.
I think everybody always looks for a simple, kind of one-stroke answer for why a film is successful, and this is always a mistake.
What am I thinking of?